Johnny and me tonight?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not now. Let's go.
Hang on. 5, 4, 3. We got commercials too. Let me pause.
Yeah, let me pause too. I don't want to look at
There's some new Star Trek TV show or something. I don't know.
I'm not into Star Trek. I've never gotten into it myself. That's a Nesdal territory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'd watch it, but it's not something I have to watch, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure if I got into it at the time, the reruns were always on growing up, but and then what was the first recreation? The Star Trek. What was the Next Generation?
I have no idea.
Yeah, the Next Generation was on for forever, and that was I watched a few episodes. I tried to get into it. I was always a Star Wars fan, and even Battlestar Galactica, the original series, but couldn't get through the Star Trek stuff.
Okay, well, we don't have to talk about this.
Yeah, it's just Johnny and I, so we don't need to talk about
there we go.
Star
Trek. Oh yeah,
but,
you're on. I forgot you're on.
Hey, it's John BL, John with Johnny.
Hey now.
Straturday Night Live, and yeah, it's what's today? It's Memorial Day weekend.
It's May 25th, 2019. It's 9:03 p.m. out here.
9:03 over there, and it's 12:03 over here, or 12:04 now. So it is Sunday. It's Heavy Metal Day. 36 years ago tonight.
Oh, really?
Heavy Metal Day was at the US Festival. Well, for me, it's Sunday now, so I mean, it was on Sunday night, Memorial Day weekend.
So the anniversary of Van Halen at the US Festival is
Sunday night. Well,
is tomorrow for me, and later on today for you.
Correct. Yep. And I get a whole bunch of US Festival stuff. I've found some great articles about the sound system and all the tech behind it. I'll go over some of that later. Stage plots and all cool stuff. So yeah, 30. What was it? 36. If it was 83, I guess that was about 36 years ago. And the biggest show Van Halen ever played. I'm assuming hundreds of thousands of people.
I would say it's the biggest show most of those bands have played.
Oh, sure. What was the
most of them? Who
else was on the bill? We had Quiet Riot, Ozzy with his new who was it Jake on guitar for the first time, or
Jake E. Lee? I think so.
Yeah, and then Triumph, which was actually a great underrated band, but really not as appropriate for that gig. But
they're not heavy metal.
No, they're really not. But Steve Wozniak chose them. That's that was his his baby to get them on the bill. So you had who else? We had Scorpions,
Motley Crue,
Motley Crue, Judas Priest.
Did you ever see the Crue documentary?
Yeah, parts of it. I haven't seen the whole thing, but
I never saw it.
I watched most of it. I don't know if they did anything with the US Festival. I didn't watch it that far. I watched it till I think kind of like when they released their first album, and they were just getting out of like the playing the club days in Hollywood. And they actually did have a cameo of someone playing Dave in that, which was really cool. They were at a party, and someone was, I don't know, it was wherever Motley Crue partied at the time, and Dave was just sitting there with a bottle of Jack and I guess a stripper or something, just in the corner. And they're like, that's who I'm going to be in a few years. That's what Vince was saying.
But, did he have any lines?
I don't think so. I think he was just like the mysterious figure, like the who Vince really was aspiring to be at the time, and sunglasses and ripped T-shirt and the whole thing. But I'd have to watch the rest of it to see if, or watch it again to see if they made anything of Dave's character, or if they did the US Festival stuff. So anyway,
cool. Yeah, I still have to watch that, although I probably won't. I'm really not a Motley Crue fan at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I say. I'll watch the rest of it. I got through about an hour of it, and it wasn't bad. It was compared to some of those unauthorized biography sort of films about the band's career. And it's not like a theatrical thing. It was Netflix, and Netflix is releasing some theatrical style films, but it was really more of just like almost like something that VH1 would have done back in the day, I would think. Or they did you remember the Hysteria film that they did about the making of Hysteria, which was good, and it was like a reenactment of the whole thing with Mutt Lange and in the studio while they were making Hysteria. But then you had the Van Halen one that they did last year, which was just terrible. I only saw clips of that with the guys in the wigs and everything like that.
I watched it. I watched the whole thing. It was awful, man.
Yeah.
Even the Van Halens themselves.
Yeah.
Well, Janie was tweeting out while it was on and saying this. This is not good.
It's terrible, but. Maybe someday we'll get a Van Halen style. And then you had, obviously last year you had Queen with Bohemian Rhapsody, which was a great sort of rock bio. Waiting for the Van Halen Rising or the Running with the Devil film. That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So who's out there tonight? We got,
I don't know, but first of all, I always forget. Subscribe to the channel.
There you go.
Subscribe. If I say it enough times, subscribe. The
big red button.
The big red button. If you dig this stuff, you dig guitars, you dig rock and roll, you dig Van Halen big guitars, Van Halen little guitars. Whoa. All this stuff, whatever.
That's right.
And there's something else I want. Oh, yeah. Leave a thumbs up. Let's see if we can get to 100, maybe. We'll see. And there's something else I want to say. Did you watch yesterday when I opened up these headphones?
Watching, you got some new headphones. How are they working out?
Man, these are the worst headphones I've ever heard in my life.
Man.
Guitar Center.
Well, what's wrong with them? You said they really isolated you and you were having problems with your tinnitus and everything.
Yeah, it closes everything up. So
that's what I like. That's what I got.
So the tinnitus gets louder. There's no treble in these. It's all bass.
Wow.
It's just bass.
So they're going after the beats.
Everything sounds like this in there.
Ooh.
It's not good. I opened up iTunes. I opened up some of my favorite Katy Perry songs, and no. And so
that's what I've heard about Beats. It's all bass and it's muddy and they're really not worth the.
I should have read the reviews. You look up the reviews for these, and just to let you guys know, do not get these. Guitar Center might have them on sale for Memorial Day. Well, that's what they're saying, but apparently they're always on sale. Yeah. Regularly $99. They're on sale for $30, and they're not worth it. Not worth.
Go for the Sonys. The Sony,
because they call them studio headphones. Studio headphones. These I would not use these in the studio at all.
Yeah, for a studio, you should get like a good flat response.
So just let you guys know. Stay away from these. Okay.
Well, they look exactly like these ones that I have, the Sonys.
Yeah. Dude, I've had those. The ones that
they're almost the exact same design.
Yeah, those are the ones that I don't know if you used to watch years ago when I had the.
You were saying, you had the.
Those are the same ones, and they're great.
Yeah,
those are great. These are great. A viewer sent these to me. Thank you again so much. But they're starting to cut out on one side.
Yeah.
So I need to get new ones. I saw these, figured I'd give them a try. But next week when I go back up to Walnut Creek, I'm taking them back.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you.
Tascam makes some great stuff, but
nothing
I would say
against
in the last several years. I mean, since they've gone digital, the quality has gone down, I think.
Nothing against Tascam because I've used Tascams. I'm running a Tascam 4-track right here.
I got my Tascam field recorder that I love. That's a 4-track. It's a digital 4-track. But yeah, I mean, it's not as robust as the old stuff that they would build, and it's plastic, but it's that's a good product though. I will say that's a really good recorder. Flash records to Flash. But and the old, I mean, geez, they would make the real high end, 24 track 2-inch recorders and the full on, studio mixing consoles, and that's the stuff that I learned on for recording and all that. So, good stuff. They can't all be winners, I guess.
No. But really, what was that? Really quickly, publicly, I guess I can say this. Why not? Thank you so much to Habs. He's a viewer. He donated towards some new headphones. That I woke up this morning to a PayPal email saying Habs has sent you some. Where's the thing here? Where is it? There it is. So Habs, thank you again so much, man.
Yeah, so you can still exchange them for something else. That's go back to the Sonys.
Yeah, they don't make those anymore. When did you get yours?
These probably a year or two ago. They gotta make them. They gotta make something equivalent anyway. This, what is it? 12 something. 7506.
Is it? Where's mine?
I have an old pair I can send you. That's what I've been using for at least 10 years now, the Sonys. But I did notice a big difference. I bought the first pair probably, 2005. And then when I got this pair, maybe 5 years ago, they seemed real bassy. I mean, I don't know if they changed it or if the old headphones were really worn out. But now I guess you got to kind of work a set of headphones in a little bit. Right out of the box, they're gonna be a little bassier. I mean, I don't know if that's what the case was, if the older headphones were an older design or what, but these newer ones were. I mean, I noticed a lot more bass. But
I can't find my old ones, but they're I can't. I mean, they still sound good, but the things are hanging off, and I can't use them.
One more thing to sort of endorse is the little cups that go around the ear. I got this company Wicked Cushions. That so these were the old earpieces that I had on here, and they were all torn up. Look, I mean, these things are hanging apart. So, oh my gosh, they got brand new cushions, which are perfect, So, Wicked Cushions, yeah, it's worth more cushion for the pushing.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right. Habs, there you are. Thank you again so much.
Very good.
Thank you, Habs. Thank you so much. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, I woke up to this email and I'm like, wow, I couldn't believe it.
That's awesome.
So yeah, thank you. Yeah, next week definitely when I go back up north, I'm gonna return, those and then get something. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to get what you have because that's what I used to use.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. I bet you could find a used pair that's a year or two old. I don't know if you want a used pair of headphones, but no, probably not.
Not
then you get the Wicked Cushions, and
they'd have the cushions like that look like yours, though.
Yeah, that's right. Brand new weird. Hey, Thomas Santiago's in the house.
Hey, what's up, Thomas?
Vincent Wiener's out there.
Vincent.
We got Lexi Zipkin. We got Sammy.
Hey.
Habs. John Parsons. John Moronic. Mark Dillon. G. Bushnoff. Hal Face is out there. McNoodles.
Steve
Carmichael.
Hey, Steve Carmichael.
Island Winder. Janice Lala. How was your rehearsal last night, Janice?
What's up?
Yeah. Anthony.
I saw your email. You're at the Cabo Wabo right now in Las Vegas?
Oh, that's right. What was up with that?
Is that you in the picture, Anthony, with Sammy and Michael and the guy from Nickelback? He sent me a couple pictures. Do you want me to show them?
Oh, cool. Yeah, let's see it.
Let me
If
know.
you're-
Well,
Crowbar.
we should ask.
Crowbar, where are you? Wide awake on the East Coast. Same with me.
Uh-huh.
Massachusetts over here. Johnny's out in California.
You don't
Tell us where you're at. Tell us where you're at out there. Sorry, I have a bad habit of talking over Johnny. Rhode Island. Rhode Island. That's where I saw my first Van Halen concert. Providence, Rhode Island, 91.
91. Oh, cool.
Yep.
Cool. My first Van Halen concert was Lincoln, Nebraska, November 5th, 1988.
Oh, man. I didn't know you. I know you've told us that you went to an 88 show. I didn't. Was it? So that wasn't Monsters of Rock.
No, it was after Monsters of Rock. It was when they toured indoor.
Oh, you ate one too. Yeah.
Monsters of Rock was all outdoor stadiums.
Right.
And then they did a 45-day tour right after that in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all indoor, you know,
arenas.
Arena.
Yeah.
Sports arenas.
I know. I remember the Monsters of Rock show, and I was what 88. I was 14. I wanted to go to that. Up at the Foxborough Stadium where the Patriots play, but I was way too young and naive at that time.
Same with me.
If I'd gone, I would have been terrified probably.
I remember going to the local record shop. It was called Pickles. Pickles records and tapes. And I remember
we had strawberries, so you had pickles, we had strawberries.
Yeah. And there's a place up north in Sacramento called I think Dimples.
Oh man.
Or something. Dimples.
It sounds like a strip joint or something.
What? You think I still have dinner?
Howie, how are you doing tonight?
I finished. He's like, give me more of those Brussels sprouts. I'm like, dude, I gave you them all. I don't want any of them.
Oh man.
Yeah, we had a great day at the beach today. If you guys
I saw you post a video on that. Yeah, that's cool.
You saw the little mini vlog where I gave you a shout out, man.
Nice. Thank you. No, I did not watch.
You didn't watch it. No.
I didn't watch it yet. I'm not gonna pretend, but I'll check that out. Thanks for the shout out.
But I remember walking into Pickles Records.
Yeah.
And there was a poster. You know, you walk in, there was a poster there. It said Monsters of Rock. You know, this July or whatever it was.
That's where you used to get tickets at the
Kansas
record shop.
Kansas City.
Wow.
Monsters of Rock. And I remember thinking, man, I wish I could go to that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I was like, 6 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. 6 years old. Well, I remember a year or so later
walking in there
at the local rock shop at the beach, and they had that show from Foxborough 88, which was there was all kinds of controversy over that show, and I had heard about it the year before, and I finally got the cassette of that, and I listened to it. I would always have my Walkman at school, and in high school I would listen to mostly the Boots and all those, the US Festival, and those were some of my first ones, the rarities, the early rarities, and then the Foxborough 8. I imagine that show sitting in study hall listening to the whole thing, and then a few years back they finally posted the video of it, and it was like, wow, a revelation, finally get to see it. But it was a real lackluster set. They did a little over an hour. The local codes didn't let them play past 10 p.m. They started when it was still light out, and they let them only fill about half the stadium. So I guess they had 50,000 people there, but it was, and they had Sammy says it during the show, they had concrete barriers in the middle of the field, so it wasn't like people weren't, I guess to space out the crowd a little bit. But Sammy's like, "What are you guys standing on out there? Dead bodies or something?" And because people were standing on these concrete barriers that were in the middle of the field. And that's what he says. Yeah, what are you standing on there? Dead bodies. And then when they came back later in '88, he does a whole, and when they played Worcester, he apologizes they were giving us a hard time, it almost didn't happen, but that would have been a crazy show to see back in the day. But there is a good video out there with good audio of '88 in Foxborough. It's on YouTube nowadays, but I did find the DVD a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I always dig the 1988 boots because there's not
Mm-hmm.
many of them at all.
Right.
At least good ones. Actually, there's
Yeah.
not many of them. Period. But
In the last few years, a few have come out. The guy that CBG that does a bunch of the that did a bunch of those bootlegs back in the day. I mean, a lot of the audio is pretty bad. They got like Giant Stadium, and you know, that was a cool show, but the audio's not great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those boots, like from that era, they were all released on vinyl, which you think would be cool as a collector. That's cool, but sound quality wise,
right,
it just
right.
it makes the sound even worse.
I mean, and it's like any other, anybody can, if you have a record lathe, which even back in the day for a couple $100, anyone could get a record lathe. Not a great one, but you could make copies of it. A lot of the South American shows were distributed on vinyl. And they're all just dubs of the video, which was mono and really not great quality. And we'll get into that when we talk about the US Festival. There's a lot of, probably the most bootlegged DVD or audio of Van Halen out there. My first full concert that I got to get on video cassette.
Oh, cool.
Back in the day.
Mm-hmm. I got it on VHS tape. I had a friend who owned a local record shop that I used to hang out at. Actually, I kind of worked there, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 88, 89, 90. And I remember him having some order form. It's like, Johnny, you want to get any of these videos?
Yeah.
Van Halen videos? I'm like, order them all,
Mm-hmm.
So this is 1989, 90, when I first got US Festival, when I first got Tokyo 89,
yeah.
So I got that a year later.
Yeah, those
a year
were
later.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the Dallas one was many years later. I ordered that on my own through some paper or something. He has to go out real quick.
Yeah, take him out.
So Clayton James Hicks, today is Strat Day, man.
Yeah, what else is going on in the chat? Monsters of Rock, yeah, Kingdom Come, Metallica, really just before they broke. Metallica almost pretty much opening the show. Kingdom Come, who was a great sort of Zeppelin-esque band. Dokken. A lot of those shows are out there now. You could, like I said, they played several dates in the Northeast, Foxborough, Maine, which actually, according to legend, had a tornado during the show. And Van Halen played like 40 minutes, one of the shortest sets they played on that whole. But a lot of those are out there. Then there was like Connecticut. They played it. I want to say it was. It might have been it used to be an amusement park. I can't remember what it was, but what else? Philadelphia. They played JFK Stadium. They played up in Buffalo, and I'm not going to go through all the tour dates, but yeah. So that was a great tour, although a lot of problems on it. If you read a lot of the articles, I know in my area, also in a lot of the, like Ohio, there was riots and stuff that happened during the show or after the show. People, just going crazy after the show, or sort of like the Guns N' Roses stuff that happened on the Metallica Guns N' Roses show. There's the Van Halen helicopter from the US Festival. I just got a slideshow of the US Festival playing there. What else? What else is going on? Clash for the Titans, 91. Yep. The big four, Slayer, Megadeth, Anthrax, and at the time, Alice in Chains. Was Metallica? Metallica wasn't on that one. But they put, Alice in Chains, sort of not at the same level as Slayer and Megadeth and Anthrax, but another tour that has a great, a lot of media that they talked about around that. MTV covered a lot of that. G. Bushnoff says, me and my brother went to the Monsters of Rock at Candlestick Park, San Francisco, July 88. Man, tell us about that. That's awesome. I love the stories of all of the old festival shows or the old Monsters of Rock, any of those, and Us Festival or even Woodstock, and back in the day the jams, the California Jam, Texas Jams. That was back. Nowadays they don't really put those kind of shows on. I mean, I don't know if everybody knows, but they were trying to put on I guess it was 50th anniversary of Woodstock, and they had to cancel that. The plans fell through on that, and we all kind of remember the Woodstock '99 turned into a terrible. There was fires and people were setting the whole site on fire and rapes and all that kind of stuff. Terrible. It just turned into a mess. Yeah, the Scorpions had the stadium doing the wave through the whole set. Scorpions is another. I mean, they don't have a lot of full shows out there that you can find, but back in it's a band that I really wish I could have seen back in the day. They didn't. They were always out there. I mean, they played the US Festival, Monsters of Rock. They played the Donington festivals and everything, but and they always put on a great live show. But they were kind of just barely under the A-level entertainment. They were they were always an opener for someone, or they were always I don't know, just didn't make the #1 hit, but they had great tunes nonetheless. Day on the Green, yep. Another, I'll go over some of those big festival shows that I did a little research on. Some of the biggest shows in that ever were, some of the biggest concerts with literally millions of people. I have a couple of lists of some of the bigger shows that a lot of them were mostly festivals and stuff, but some one-offs that I think Rod Stewart has the record for 3 million people out in South America. Back in, I don't know, sometime over the last 20 years or 30 years. What else? So where's Nesdal? I don't know where Nesdal is tonight. Probably watching out there. We'll check, see if he's in the chat. We got 40 watching, 23 thumbs up. Click that thumbs up button. Click the subscribe button. Michael Smith, how you doing? Come on in. Where are you? Are you home tonight, Michael Smith? You get the boat docked? Yeah, that's what Vincent Weiner says. Metallica had 1 million in Moscow. That's one of the shows. Let me pull that. I did save that link. List of the highest grossing, or the highest attended concerts. So, I guess while Johnny's out, we'll go over a couple of those. I'm looking at 94 New Year's Eve, Rod Stewart, Copacabana Beach, Rio, 3.5 million. That is the highest attended concert for one artist. Yeah, Rod Stewart, 3.5 million. That's pretty crazy. The second on the list is someone I've never heard of. Another, I think he's probably a Russian artist or a French artist, Jean-Michel Jarre, Jarre. He has the second two highest attended concerts ever, with 3.5 million and 2 million back in September 97, July 90. So that's pretty crazy. Someone I don't know if anybody in the chat has heard of Jean-Michel Jarre. But the fourth highest attended concert in history, as we were talking about, September 28th, 91, Tushino Airfield, Moscow, Monsters of Rock, 1,600,000. AC/DC was the headliner. Metallica, Pantera, and the Black Crowes. So, I remember, I think MTV covered that. Metallica and everyone has put in, has released concert videos of that. Monsters in Moscow. So yeah, 1.6 million for Monsters in Moscow. What else? Live 8 in Philadelphia. It says that was 1.5 million, but I don't think that at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, I don't think that was 1 point. Maybe that was a really, having remembered Live 8 and Live 8. Maybe it was, I don't know, but that says that was 1.5 million. The Rolling Stones in Rio again, 1.5 million. So, and then that guy, Jean-Michel Jarre, played in Houston to 1.3 million. So we got to figure out who this Jean-Michel Jarre guy is. The biggest concert in North America was Summer Jam in 1973 with the Grateful Dead, 600,000. 1973, 600,000. So I won't go over all of them, but and then as we were talking about the US Festival, which was about, I think the figures are like 600,000, but that was over the course of 4 different days, I believe. They had Rock Night. Let's find it. Since we're on the anniversary of the US Festival. So the first was Saturday for New Wave Day. And The Clash headlined that with Men at Work, Stray Cats, Flock of Seagulls, Oingo Boingo, In Excess. Then Heavy Metal Day, which we already went over. Van Halen headlining. Quiet Riot opening crew. Ozzy, Judas Priest, Triumph, and Scorpions. Monday for Rock Day. David Bowie headlined with Stevie Nicks, Joe Walsh, Pretenders, U2, Berlin, Missing Persons, Little Steven, Los Lobos. And like I said, so that was 4 days. They estimated about 600,000 for that. So anyway, Johnny, where you at? What's going on in the chat? Amanda, hey, how you doing tonight? I'm just getting over a cold and some allergies, so I'm going to be coughing a lot, sore throat and all. Thumbs up and down here. Old Metal Dude, what are you talking about? No thumbs down. Thumbs up, thumbs up. There you go, 28. Amanda, Mike is himself. Your favorite Boston song. Yep. Amanda, I remember that song. Was that Third Stage off of their album, Third Stage, Boston? What else going on? John Bower saw Motley Crue in San Francisco, Waldorf, December 80. Great show in a little club. Motley Crue, yeah, that was in 80. Jeez. Did they even have their first album out then? That's cool to see them in a little club. I was never a huge Crue fan, but yeah, Garth Brooks in Central Park, 97. 750,000 free concert. So that, I think that was a free concert, so they didn't really count that as in one of the but 750,000. I do remember that 97. I think that was all over TV specials and stuff like that. Sorry to hear what, Amanda? Sorry to hear it, John BL. Good to catch the late show. I don't know what I said. What else? So yeah, I got some photos of the US Festival. And then there's a whole great article that I guess it was from back in the day, Pro Sound Audio magazine or something like that. Did a whole there's a 15-page story on the sound for the US Festival. It's really, it goes into detail, and I'll go over a little bit of that in a little while. One of the first really like professionally put together sound systems, you know, for a lot of those like Woodstock and stuff like that. They really kind of hobbled together, you know, small PAs. And if anyone remembers the stories of Woodstock, it was, you know, nobody could hear the bands that were playing, you know, if you were in the back of the crowd. Basically, you know, it would have been like the equivalent of a club gig today, you know, the kind of sound system that they had, you know, a couple thousand watts playing to 500,000 people. So it was pretty much, you know, and same with later that year and the Altamont Festival, which probably led to a lot of the problems with that festival. California Jam, yeah. You're right. The Dog PA says this California Jam was the first professional festival. That's another one that has a great article on the sound system that they put together for the California Jam in '74 with Deep Purple and Emerson, Lake and Palmer headlining. I think that was a one-day festival, 250,000 people in California. But there's a great article on one of the first professionally put together sound systems that had a real high quality sound system for like what was it, 74. I think they had a couple 100,000 watts with delay towers and all that, but still fairly primitive audio cabinets, sound cabinets. They had like these big, like, giant long throw bass cabinets that were, you know, like I think they had, you know, several like 20, 25-inch speakers or something, or maybe it was just 18s, but they were gigantic, huge W bins that would, you know, port out the low end frequencies. I'm going off on tangent there. Yeah, I mean, that's the stuff I love. I mean, research, looking at, you know, some of the spec sheets for a lot of those old festivals. Like I was saying, Watkins Glen, the Summer Jam '73. They have a lot of the Isle of Wight was another one, the 1970 in England, in Europe. That was the Who with Jethro Tull. Just another one of those first huge shows that really had a limited PA system that couldn't compete. Yeah, Black Oak, Arkansas, another one. So it was Black Sabbath, Black Oak, Arkansas, the Eagles, Rare Earth, Earth, Wind and Fire, Seals and Croft, and then what was it? Deep Purple and Emerson, Lake and Palmer headlined that show. '74 California Jam. Then they did another one in I think '78. ABC, I think it was ABC Television, put that show on and broadcast most of it. You can find the bootlegs or even some professional shot. Still pretty low quality videos of that show, Deep Purple and Emerson, Lake and Palmer in particular. A couple of clips of Black Sabbath. And everyone, one of Dave's inspirations, Black Oak, Arkansas, Jim Dandy. I think, that was Black Oak, Arkansas, I believe, Jim Dandy. Who else? Who's the drummer that was in Black Oak, Arkansas? Later with White Snake and what the heck's his name? I can't think of it. Tommy Aldridge on drums for Black Oak, Arkansas.
Hey,
Michael, thanks for bailing me out, man. I'm sitting here by myself. Where the hell's Johnny?
He actually just texted me, said that he'll be right back.
Yeah.
So I tried.
I'm just rambling about old concerts and big festivals that they've had through the days.
No, that's all cool. I was listening to some of it. Yeah, what's fascinating was all those numbers you were throwing out there. All the 1.5 million people.
Yeah, yeah. This guy John Michel. What the heck's his name? Jean-Michel Jarre. He's got 3 of the top 10 grossing concert attendance. 3.5 million, 2 million, and 1.1 million.
3.5 million. Holy moly!
And I've never heard of the guy.
I never heard of him either. I'm just gonna say that. Did you look him up? What kind of music is he?
This is him right here. Oops. That's the guy. Is a composer and player of electronic music.
I was just gonna say, I bet you he's like,
yeah, it's gonna be like a rave type of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
that's my guess. So yeah, but yeah, Rod Stewart holds the record for the largest attendance for one artist.
Rod Stewart. What was the number?
What did I say? 3.5 million in Rio, New Year's Eve '94.
Man, oh man,
crazy, crazy.
I mean, how do you 3.5 million people? Not everybody can hear the show, can I? I mean, do they have?
I mean, I guess if it was 97 or 94, they definitely had. I mean, they would put delay towers probably
all the way back,
a mile back.
Yeah.
I mean, but who knows? A lot of those Rio shows. I mean, I think it was like Rock in Rio. What was it? Well, if it was New Year's, then it wasn't Rock in Rio. I think Rock in Rio was summertime, but. Although that's summertime in South America. Anyway, how are you doing, Michael?
Good, man.
I haven't seen you for a couple weeks.
I've been busy, dude. Holy moly.
Yeah. Where you been this week, this month?
Well, I worked 10 days straight, and then I was home for 2, and then I worked 10 days straight again. I was in North Platte, Nebraska. Then I went all the way down to Durango for a week, home for a couple of days, and I went to Kansas City, Missouri, and then I was in St. Louis last week.
Nice.
Yeah.
All over the Midwest.
All over the Midwest. Yeah. Keep me busy, man. A lot of work. Yeah, either I hit lotto or I keep doing this. So.
Did you say I don't know why I keep doing this, or
no? I said
that's why you keep doing it.
Yeah.
Good.
No, I'm lucky. I like my job. I think I've mentioned that before. So I'm one of the lucky ones.
It's a unique field. It's very cool. I love those tech fields and getting into the old. I mean, you're as analog as they get, man. Steam engines and that's awesome.
Yeah, but
we've talked about that before, like the old technology. I love that stuff.
Yeah, and I also but I also do the regular Class 1 freight railroads, and then I do passenger rail. So I do it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Very cool.
How's everybody doing in the chat room? Hello, everyone.
Hey, Zach Thong.
Hey, Zach. Mike has himself. Hello.
Amanda, when you ramble, I learn a whole bunch of stuff. I just lost it.
Cool.
LOL. It's awesome. Yeah, I ramble a lot. I definitely ramble a lot, especially when I'm alone. Even when I'm by myself, I ramble a lot. If I'm driving around in the car, or
I hope you don't start arguing with yourself.
Oh, I do. I definitely do.
I always lose.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's what happens.
So, how you been? What's new in your world?
In my world, we're getting towards. So, I work at a school, so we're getting towards the end, towards summer vacation. Nice. Early June, so we got about 2 weeks left, and then kids are off the wall. We had a crazy week this past week. One of my coworkers passed away, unfortunately, unexpectedly. But hard
to hear that.
It's tough around the school, and Michelle, we loved you, but it's all good. We're moving into summer, and I got summer school to sort of look forward to. It's kind of cool to change things up, and I'll be at a different school over the summer and working with different kids. So,
how old are the kids you work with?
Middle school. I work in a middle school, so
okay. All right.
7th, 8th. They're teenagers, early teenagers, which is, I will say the good thing about that kind of age is as much as they're going through all the shit that they're going through, and adolescence and that kind of stuff, but they're still at the age where you can kind of influence them, and like you can turn them on to a good band, or you can turn they can start. They're starting to play guitar, and
nice.
They're at that age where they're old enough to start learning about you can kind of turn them away from the rap and the hip hop kind of stuff, and you know, the
And
few
say
kids who you know have like that kind of taste in music that they, you know, there's kids with AC/DC. It's all like the retro shirts and stuff like Led Zeppelin. You know, you see all that, and Queen especially nowadays. So there's the rocker kids that are still out there that that know what's up. So I mean, they're not, but the vast majority of them have terrible taste in music and just, you know, are clueless as to what good taste is. But
they're unsavable.
it's not, but that's the thing. They're not unsavable at that age. You know, they're not in high school yet, and they haven't just become completely jaded with everything. But so yeah,
Get them to pick up an
but
instrument.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, and I've got the guitar club that I do at the school. Myself and the music teacher, we do a guitar club, and it's all girls. It's all, you know, we're trying to get the boys involved, but we've got like 12 girls who are playing we did a concert a couple weeks ago, and you know, they're doing the basic stuff. They're doing like you know, they did a Monkees cover, they did Cyndi Lauper. Girls just want to have fun, so they had fun with it, and we have fun. But we're hoping to expand it into a full guitar ensemble.
You know, it's funny. I read an article not too long ago, actually, about you know, kids picking up instruments and whatnot, and it seems that for whatever reason, I mean, I have no idea, girls are playing instrument a lot more than the guys are.
It's awesome. I mean, that's great. You know, I think that's great. You know, that's just the way it turns out at our school. There's a few boys that are in the band that will join in on as a bass player, and there's another guitar player that's in the school band that come in and play with us. But yeah, so I mean, we're teaching them the basics of it all, and you know, teaching them how to tune the guitars and how to, you know, set it up and how to put strings on and all that kind of stuff. So whatever you can do to get the next generation going for it.
Absolutely. In this article they wrote down, they said a lot of the girls, they start on piano.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's anything. Any instrument, you know. Any
instrument, absolutely. Yeah.
I think, was it Jay? Jay's getting his girl started on drums, I think, or bought her some kind of drum. He was talking about a snare drum or something. So
yeah, I got a lot of catching up about everything that's going on. I am busy. Drums, that's cool, man. Is he gonna get one of like those electronic ones?
I don't know. I did hear him say something over one of the last episodes. He was talking about, I guess they went to Guitar Center and he bought her some kind of a drum, percussion instrument, something like that.
Nice. Because if she's going to get regular drums, they're going to be up for a while.
He wanted to get her. Well, he was asking, I guess, I don't know. He was asking someone. I shouldn't speak for Jay, but he was talking to, you know, how early should you start a kid on an instrument? But was Ellie 2 years old? I think, you know, get him exposed to it.
Get him, yeah, exactly. If they take a liking to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
that's the thing. I mean, don't force them into anything, but you know, see if they're into it. And sounds like she's getting into it, so that's real cool.
Any new instruments
for me?
Yeah.
Last week I showed off my lap steel that Supro, an old Supro. It's not really mine. It's a friend of mine's, but I showed that off. I haven't had a chance to really practice on it, and I was sounded terrible on it last week, but yeah, it's fun to play with, and you know, you get a lot of reverb and a lot of delay on there, and you can make it sound really cool, David Gilmour-esque stuff. You know?
Oh, I'd like to hear that, man.
Yeah, I'll pull it out later if I get a chance. I'll go grab it.
The lap steel, right?
The lap steel, yeah.
Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Michael.
How you doing,
Johnny? You're out of focus.
Dude. Am I?
Yeah. Focus.
Yeah.
I'm out of focus. Are you sure?
Focus, man. Focus.
Maybe it's my eyes, but
maybe
you look blurry to me.
I probably am. Hey, I'm in focus.
Yeah, sorry I was gone. There was a little mess in the corner I had to clean up.
Oh.
How we doing?
He's good, man.
Awesome.
He's good. Did you see the video from a few hours ago?
No.
At the beach?
No. Yo, I gotta watch that.
We went to the beach today.
Did he have his little walk around him?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Howie Beane. Follow Howie Beane on Facebook and Instagram.
That's right.
And Twitter.
And Twitter. All the usual suspects, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how you been, Johnny? I've been Busy.
It's Johnny at the beach.
Oh, cool. There we go.
There it is.
Hey.
That's where you got your shot out right there, man.
Oh, missed it.
You missed it twice. Live and on replay.
9 o'clock Pacific, midnight Eastern.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Beautiful California.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, real nice today.
What's that place up on the cliffs there? Up on the hill there.
Somebody probably lives there.
Just a beach house.
Probably. Yeah, all those houses. You see us walking through, like by a bunch of places. It's all all rentals. All that stuff gets rented out. And
Oh, yeah, for the summer early.
It's like crazy people hanging out.
There
playing in the waves at the beach.
There he is.
Yeah,
Love it. His chariot. Howie and his chariot.
Harry and his chariot. I love it.
Yeah. Hey, Brendan.
Howie Beane.
Now, how's the weather up near you, John? Is it
It's
getting?
not bad. It's really getting. We went through like about a month of rain and for spring and coming into summer where we get it's been 60s and 70s with sun. Last couple of days is perfect.
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, we're in the good days. The early summer, perfect. 60s and 70s every day. So.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll
like,
turn.
He's not like a radio guy.
Yeah.
60s and 70s
60s
and today.
70s, tomorrow and today.
Yeah, give us the weather. Give us the weather forecast.
We got a beautiful Memorial Day weekend in New England coming up. And,
no, I was talking about the play.
Join us at
the format. 60s, 70s, and today.
Oh yeah,
that would have been something they would have done in the 80s.
Yeah,
right around the time of the VS Festival. Right,
that's
right.
Brendan, whose butt cheeks is out there. Going on butt cheeks. Love those butt cheeks.
Oh my goodness.
Love those butt cheeks.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Pris. Howie has been using those wheels for a little while. Probably a few months.
What's that? Is it? What's that called? Is it just a?
The company is called Walk in Wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Walk in Wheels. They featured Howie on their Facebook, which is cool. Some pictures. Cool. Actually, when we were at the beach with him, probably a few months ago.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Basically, he wears those so he doesn't get as tired.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we go on a regular walk, we can only walk so far now, and we come back here.
How far do you go for a walk with Howie?
With the wheels?
Yeah, or like if you were like today. I mean, when you were out on the beach.
Basically, like if you watch that video, well, if you knew the area, if you knew it's Rio Del Mar beach. We basically go from the parking lot all down this whole stretch of rentals, which towards the end of that video, you see us heading back, and actually the city, they just opened up all that. The people that own all those rentals, they kind of like took control of that area, and it's a public walkway, but they closed it off.
Really?
And yeah, it's a huge deal out here.
There we are, Rio Del Mar.
Yeah. That's where I am.
That's gonna help him a lot, though, especially in sand.
Via Concha, Via Campana, Via Gavitoria.
Yeah, scroll down to. Do you see Rio Del Mar State Beach? Do you see Aptos? Where are you?
This is by Route 1. Aptos, yeah.
Aptos.
Aptos.
Yeah, scroll into there. Scroll down into there, and you'll see Rio Del Mar State Beach. Go down to the beach there.
It's gotta be right here, yeah. Seacliff Drive.
Okay. Yeah.
Santa Cruz Ave.
Okay, Seacrest.
There's a boardwalk that goes out.
Is that the board? Is that? Oh, look for the cement ship. Do you see that?
Yeah,
That might be the
right
cement
there.
ship right there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Sao
that's
Paulo
a,
Alto.
that's a huge tourist thing out here. Yeah, that's exactly where we were today.
You're on the ship?
No,
What is this ship?
no,
That's cool.
but yeah,
What is
it's
it? Just a wreck
hu-
shipwreck?
yeah, it's a huge ship that just sits there. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, they make T-shirts and everything.
Brett McCord says, "You find a harm in violin. My great-grandfather on my mother's father's side made them in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. He made 200 and something violins. That's pretty cool."
Wow, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, let's talk music. Let's talk instruments. Let's talk violins.
That's cool, man.
What's the world's smallest violin?
I remember.
So what is
Shout
that? What's the deal with that? When you say
Shout out
something
to my music teacher in 7th grade or 8th grade told me that joke. Like the very first day of music class, he's like, by the end of the year, I'm going to show you the smallest violin. I was like, I wanted to see this little tiny wooden violin, and he was just, I don't know if he was like, and he would just say, "Here it is. This is the smallest violin," because we were stupid kids, and he would always
that's an
play the smallest
insult,
violin.
right?
Yeah,
Isn't
it's an
that
insult.
That's
Yeah.
So how do you insult somebody with that? What does that mean?
I guess it's like a joke. There's nothing there, but I'm playing the smallest
I'm
violin
playing the
for
world's smallest violin for you, something like that.
Yeah, it's like the old violin music, like the old an old movie or something like that. Kind of like we cry for you, or we weep for you.
Like a crybaby. There you go, Brendan.
Yeah, cry baby.
Yeah.
Crybaby. So that's what you do? You do that?
Yeah, if someone's like whining to you, if someone's saying, just like whining to you about something, I couldn't do whatever, and it's playing this. I'm real sorry for you. Real sorry.
Uh-huh. Oh, like complaining about how we're boring now.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, Johnny. There you go. Whatever. So I was expecting to see, a real violin, but he never. I was like, "When are you going to show us the smallest violin?" He's like, "You don't get it."
Did you want to punch him?
No, and he's the one who played Live Without a Net. One of the music appreciation classes we had, 8th grade. He played Live Without a Net. He played like a video from Queen, like a live concert from Queen, Chicago, the Tears for Fears, the Police. He played like all of that stuff for us, and that was the first time it was 1988. He played Live Without a Net over like 3 days. We had like the classes were probably like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or whatever, and so it was like, and I was just enthralled by. I mean, obviously, Live Without a Net. I mean, it was the first time I saw it, and he was the first one to expose me to that. It was really cool. Mr. Renault, middle school, 8th grade.
Cool, man. Johnny, what guitar you got behind you there?
This is the Kramer 84.
Nice.
I guess.
What's that? GHS? What? No.
VHS.
VHS.
No,
what?
Beta.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not the GMW.
GMW.
It's not the GMW.
GHS, GMV,
The guitar was custom.
ABCD.
It was custom made, actually by an actual guitar maker. So it's a great guitar.
Luthier?
Yeah, Luthier. Yes, I have tried Schecter guitars. There was a Schecter that was at Guitar Center that I kept playing with the Sustainiac pickup. I was really digging that. But yeah, anyway, yeah, this guitar, this was David Nesdall's. He basically he had it built before there was pictures of the back of it released. So as soon as he saw the back of the real guitar, he took this apart and threw it in the closet. and then he was just going to throw it away or something. And he's like, "Johnny, do you want this?" And this was like 4 years ago, maybe 5 years. This is right before I moved here. And so I'm like, yeah, sure. You know, I can use it for my lessons.
Why not?
Can you hear that?
Mm-hmm. Good tapping.
Perfect
Yeah.
timing.
Yeah. Yeah. And so so he sent it. He sent it out. That's the body and the neck, and I built it.
Can you grab it and show the back of it since he was gonna like throw it out? I want to see what
Show us all the mistakes.
Yeah.
Well, because it's not correct.
No, I know.
You guys all know how he is with how stuff has to be dead on.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And this guitar, I mean, it's here. I'll present real quick. How do I do that? So it's not, you know, it's not an exact replica.
Who autographed the back? Who's on the back?
I saw
Or
that.
the neck?
The guy who made it.
Custom made for Dave Nesbitt. Never give this away. Oop.
See, what does it say? November 2008.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that is cool.
And these tuners are from my first guitar, my Fender Squire.
Are those locking tuners?
No, but those are the tuners for my first guitar. I put those on. Always blurry. But yeah,
So that's the 84. Okay.
it's the 84 paint design on the front, and then the space tape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right there. And then so here's the back, which is not correct. It's not correct, and then I put this on there, that EVH decal. Right there. So yeah, so Nesdal sent me the body and the neck, and actually he sent me the Floyd as well. It was a brand new Floyd Rose.
Is that
Nice.
German Floyd?
German Floyd. Yep.
Nice.
Brand new.
Damn.
Right there. Yeah, this was 2014 when he sent it to me.
Who made the body? Is it a
Do we
what
know?
kind of-
It's a luthier.
so it's a hand carved or a luthier carved body, like a one-off.
I don't know. I just know it was painted and put together by somebody for
Mhm.
Dave. That's all I know. So he sent me the body and the neck and the Floyd, and then everything else I did. You know, the knob, the pickup. It's actually had a couple pickups in it over the years. This is one of the EVH Wolfgang pickups from the. What's that from? It's either from the Circles or the Star.
Mhm.
I'm not sure which. I threw that in there. I thought it looked better having the cream pickup in here. Makes it a little different.
Did you have a Circles or a Star?
I had a Circles,
Uh-huh.
and I ended up having to get rid of it. And there's a weird story, you know, right there as well.
Go for it.
There we go. Stop. I sold the guitar on Craigslist to some dude. I think he lived in Sacramento. I lived here. And so I'm like, well, basically halfway from here, you know, between us is the city called Walnut Creek. So let's meet in Walnut Creek. And so we met at a Starbucks, and I end up giving the guy, you know, selling the guy the guitar. You know, it was the Circles guitar with the, you know, everything,
Mhm.
you know, the way it is. And turned out he was a huge Van Halen fan. I don't remember the guy's name. I remember telling him that we do these shows and stuff, so it's possible he's watching this. If you are, hey man.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he showed me pictures on his phone of other guitars that he had made and stuff. And so I sell it to this guy, okay? And then I don't know, a month later, sometime later, I get tagged on Instagram by somebody else saying, "Hey Johnny, this is your old Circles guitar." So this dude sold it to somebody else after that, and this guy
Flipped it.
he sold it to some other dude, but he knew who I was, so he knew. He's like, "Well, I'm getting Johnny's guitar, right?" And this guy, the guy that ended up with the guitar, man, I don't remember the guy's name, but when Van Halen played in, was it Concord? Yeah, in Concord, California. Actually, there's video on the channel here. There's video of us hanging out before the show at the Van Halen show. Just search.
What year
Van
was
Halen,
that?
2015.
Okay.
Search on the channel here. Actually, I'll do a card right here on playback. There'll be a video. There'll be a couple of videos right here, right there on playback. Of us at the Van Halen show, hanging out before the show. Anyway, one of the guys there hanging out with us is the guy that ended up with the Circles guitar, because he saw me. I parked and got out of my car, and I'm walking. Whoa, what was that? Oh, I thought that was barking.
Yeah, pretty much.
I thought that. Look out for those chihuahuas. Anyway, I get out of my car. I'm walking up the sidewalk, and this guy's like, "Hey, Johnny." Like he knew me from the internet or whatever. Anyway, go a couple of years later, that guy ends up with the Circles guitar. Same guy.
What's the odds?
I don't know.
What are the odds?
It's weird. So to answer your question, yes, I have had a Circles guitar.
Very good. Did you have a star too? Because you didn't know which one it was. Did you have?
No, I did not have a star.
Michael has a star.
Michael has one.
I believe.
They're cool. I love this.
I like the star.
I love the star guitar. Yeah.
Who was it? Did they recently build one? Was it Hubbard?
Was it? Oh, it was Rob
Johnson or
Rob Johnson. He made a star guitar, but the version before it was painted.
Yeah. Okay. What was it? It was white before. It was just solid white, or
Yeah. Whoa.
Anybody have a shock guitar? I have.
The new one?
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of people that are getting them.
Yeah, me too. I'm just curious if
Do you
anybody
have?
got them.
You don't have one. Did you get one, Mike? No,
No.
you didn't get one, right?
No, I didn't get one.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Chicago's a great band.
Are you coming
Underrated.
down with the cold, John, or are you getting over it?
I'm hopefully getting over it. It's been like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah, I feel like I'm
Dealing
coming.
with it.
I feel like I'm coming down with one after all the traveling I've been doing. So,
Man. Hey, Dennis. Dog PA. Sammy. Old Metal Dude. Brett.
Hey, now.
Amanda.
old metal dude.
I'm looking for Amanda Hug and Kiss.
I need Amanda hug and kiss.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was standing in a line waiting for my burrito today, and I was coughing up a storm. It was like I'm sure there was like 10 people behind me, just like, what the hell's this guy doing? Couldn't. When you get that coughing kind of fit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell the guy what I want on it, and he's like, first he puts black beans on it. I'm like, no, and then like, no.
Oh, yuck! You're a coffee.
I was doing the best I could, man. But
you're at Chipotle. You're a
no,
coffee.
I was at Tacos Lupita.
Tacos and Pita.
Taco joint. Lupita.
And you're a coughing over the thing? Over the
No,
sneeze guard?
they have a sneeze guard, so I wasn't over the sneeze guard. I was behind the sneeze guard. The sneeze guard was doing its job.
Half the town's sick now.
No.
Man. Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, if there was somebody in front, if I was in line somewhere and somebody
I felt bad, but there's nothing you can do.
I would have laughed.
Johnny would have bolted out of there.
I know Johnny would have, yeah. There's nothing you can do, man. I'm there. I'm next in line, so I order, and I'm still coughing. But hey, I was happy. It was a good burrito.
Wow, that sounds good. That sounds real good.
And I got another one for later too. After the show, I got one I'll throw in the grill. And yeah, exactly.
You got any hot peppers for that? sweat out your
Got a
clothes.
hot sauce. No, hot,
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's what I'm shooting for, man.
When are we doing another one of those nights, man?
Let me know. I'll grab some peppers. Good
Hot
stuff.
pepper Saturday night. That's right.
Yeah.
Sammy says I have a 1975 Ibanez Destroyer. Cool.
Beautiful.
Wow,
Really?
awesome, dude.
The lawsuit era. That's what year was Eddie's? His must have been around that time. Johnny?
Yeah. Well, it had to been. Yeah, it had to been. Well, let's ask John Biel.
Yeah. Koa, the Ibanez made some of those great Gibson knockoffs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, his was an Ibanez.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Ibanez made the Gibson knockoffs. You know, they had the Les Pauls and the lawsuit era, the Ibanez lawsuit era. But the Destroyers and the V's and all those, pretty much exact copies, if not better. Koa Wood, and I mean, supposedly they were the real deal. Koa Wood and
well,
like.
Hey.
Don't make me laugh.
I don't want the black beans.
Fucking up a lung.
I like the black beans, man. When I go to
refried, man.
when I go to Chipotle, I get the black beans, man.
I was gonna go with it, but before I even said, "Oh, that's fine," he threw it out. So
Refried is the way to go, man. I love refried beans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hey, Douglas. Hi, Douglas.
Douglas,
Hello, Douglas.
welcome back.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was nice the other day. I took up finally got a chance to ride the new motorcycle, so that was fun.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Colorado. I mean, how many months can you ride in Colorado?
It depends on where you go, really. I mean, if you go east, it's not bad. The mountains, there's snow all over the place. Still.
Yeah.
Like, they got another 20 inches or so in the last week or so up there.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, I mean, it depends on the elevation you're at.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I'm definitely going to be taking her into the mountains. It's going to rain here tomorrow, though, I think.
Around here, they got Bike Week coming up. New Hampshire and Laconia. You ever go to Laconia?
No, I heard it's awesome, though. Laconia
is the New Hampshire Bike Week. I mean, there's obviously
Hey.
Daytona. What are the what's the Carolina one that they do every year?
You got Sturgis up in the
Sturgis and
Daytona, Lakota. I don't know which one is in the Carolinas.
But yeah, the New Hampshire, which is really cool. I mean, I used to work up in that area, so I would see it every year. And they have they have a NASCAR race up there every year and motorcycle races and all that. So it's really, I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of people that go up there and bring their bikes up there. Very cool stuff. I'm not a biker myself, obviously, but I think that's cool. I think that, I mean, it's really cool though.
You're not a biker?
I mean, no. I've never,
You look
never
like you
ridden
could be a biker, man. Leather jacket.
Yeah.
I actually bought a GoPro and
Oh yeah.
took some video. So
Awesome.
yeah, that camera is pretty damn slick.
What did you get? A real GoPro or like a?
The real one, GoPro Black.
Because I got one myself. It was just like a $30 GoPro, but it's a nice little camera with it's a 4K camera and
Cool.
It's got a nice like a waterproof housing, everything. It came with everything. It came with all the adapters and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Do any of your you guys and your Dennis? I'll answer that in one minute. Do either of your GoPros have like a flip around display where you can see what you're filming, or you just point?
No, this one's. I mean, it's. I'll grab it, but it's really cool. Yeah.
You grab yours, I'll go grab mine.
Johnny's.
I'm by myself now, man.
You're on your own.
Oh man. Okay, I'll finish asking them their questions when they come back. But Dennis, should I upgrade my pickups in my new Wolfgang Special to the American pickups? Is there a major difference between the pickups to justify the cost? Wolfgang Special. Well, hey, congratulations, man. First of all. Some people say there's a difference. I've been to the factory. I've seen all the pickups. It's all the same stuff. It's all the same parts. But some people say there's a difference. Some people say the American stuff is a little brighter sounding. I don't know. They're all good. They're all good. Hang on.
Picasso Ultra HD 4K edition. So.
Oh wow.
It's got this whole waterproof. I mean, this was like $35, literally. It's got. Here's the camera itself. It's tiny. I mean, it's got an LCD screen on the back, so.
Let me see that, John.
Let me load the battery back in.
So Dennis, so to finish what I was saying, if you like the way it sounds, keep it the way it is. If it sounds good, it really depends on your amp. I've always said this, you know. What amplifier do you have? You know,
has a lot to do with it, man.
The amp has major stuff to do with it. I mean, you could have an amazing sounding guitar, but play through an amp that's not so amazing, and
it sounds like crap.
You know?
Can you see me? There's my camera. I could probably try and hook it up, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, really? You could hook that up for this?
I'm sure I could. This is a nice little 4K camera that's tiny, and it's like literally.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know if you can tell how small it is, but 35. I mean, it's the world we live in today. You know, it's like I bought a camera 10 years ago, or a little over 10 years ago, $5,000, and it's not even close to how the quality that thing can do. I showed that a few months ago to you guys. But it's got like this whole waterproof housing. I mean, it comes with absolutely everything, a whole box full of adapters and everything.
$30. Yeah. How do they make money with that? That's crazy.
I don't know, man. It's got a battery, the battery charger. But.
Wow. Yeah, because I thought about the GoPros, because I've thought about, I've had many different cameras over the years too.
Let's see.
Looks just like
so it's just bigger. Yours is definitely a bigger. GoPro's the name brand.
Yeah, this thing's voice controlled. You can turn it on and off by your voice.
You can control this on your smartphone. I mean, it's amazing. It's really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use it to transfer some of those Super 8 videos that I was showing last week, films that I was showing last week.
Mm-hmm. No. Oh, yeah. I've been looking for a camera for vlogging, for walking around, with a camera kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to have something that has a display where I can see what I'm filming.
Right. Yeah. This one only has the rear display.
That's the one thing.
It has a rear display, but it's so small. It's like yours, John. It's so small. I mean, but you can see it on your cell phone.
Yeah.
Well, this also you can go live.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's another way you can do it. Is what a lot of vloggers do is they'll have something like that, like hooked onto like their backpack, and then they've got a phone and they're watching.
Yeah.
Like they're watching like the chat and like they're watching YouTube on their phone.
Yeah.
But it's, I mean, nowadays you can get, a 4K, you can get like a, 500 gigabyte smart card you can put into it, and you know, dozens of hours of footage, 4K footage if you wanted to. The only limitation is that you can't really zoom in. I mean, it's only got the one setting, but you could put it on a lot of people do the helmet cams or the
the cough cam.
The cough cam.
Or they did. There was a video I saw of the guy mixing Def Leppard's Pyromania, which he had a helmet cam and he was in the studio mixing the whole thing, which is really cool. A full-on GoPro mix of Pyromania from the raw tracks.
Yeah, Brett McCord says he likes the small GoPros mounts that you can put on your remote control cars and motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
I had this on my motorcycle helmet when I was out riding around earlier.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I see motorcyclists. Is that the correct term? Riding around with their cams all the time.
I guess I can pull up the share screen and show you that video if I can find it.
Let's see it, man.
I'd have to hold on. That'll work, right, Johnny? You can put anything on there, right?
Huh?
On the share screen, on this.
Sure.
Yeah. I can show a video, right?
Is it yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
What are you going to show Van Halen or something? No, I'm not. Give me a minute while I find it, and I'll pop it up there. So.
Just remember, when you do the share screen, it shows everything that you're looking at.
Yeah, I know.
So any browsers that might be, even if they're closed, if it says what it is.
We're all to see.
That's what looks cool.
That might happen.
Oh my gosh.
Let me close up all the bad stuff.
All the bad stuff.
No, I'm an angel. Come on.
Wow. Thumbs up, everybody. Leave a thumbs up. And subscribe.
The lawnmower incident. What's that?
What's that?
Is it like the tractor incident? The tractor story? Seinfeld?
That wasn't real, though, was it? It was.
She got gonorrhea from a tractor?
You can't do that, can you?
You can't get gonorrhea from a tractor? I can only speak from experience. I've never gotten gonorrhea from a tractor.
Oh.
Oh my God.
It's so weird.
Gonorrhea from a tractor.
Wow. It's only 10:30?
1:30, 1:25.
Oh. Man, it feels way later than it is.
That's right, Douglas. Don't be dumb. Leave a thumb. I like it.
That's right. That should be our slogan. Hey.
It's a lot of fun to leave a thumb. Whoa!
Halen!
Nerd Halen in the house.
What's up, everybody?
Halen.
Oh, yeah.
Nerd Halen.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Check
I
it.
can go get my shirt now.
Very nice.
I got the gray going here.
Cool.
Yes.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, a little red trim. Look at that.
That's it. The newest in Nerd Halen gear.
Yes.
Apparel.
Yes. Nightbot. Where's the link? Okay. How is everybody?
Good,
Man.
man.
Hal Sparks is the funniest guy I've seen in years. I mean, that was a great show on Tuesday. The Hal Sparks is just an exceptional entertainer, man. He's a funny guy.
He knows how to turn it on. That's
Yeah. And I loved it. Just him and Nesdal going at it. It was like Nesdal didn't have a chance. It was just hilarious.
I don't want to talk about that.
I don't even remember what even happened, but apparently everybody saw something there. Yeah.
Well, Nesdal was trying to insult him, or I don't know what he was trying to heckle him, but Hal's a professional, and I would not go toe to toe with him, heckling him.
That wasn't a good idea.
No. Hopefully Nesdal finally learned his lesson.
I believe the line was, "I'll drop a witch on your house." That was the line. That was a pretty good one.
I gotta watch that.
I'm gonna use that. So
Yeah. How you doing, Caleb?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
What's going on in your area?
Things are good.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Something like
Saturday night over here. You know, not too eventful for.
I know. It's only 10:30, but it feels way later.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm not. It's not like I get out much, but you know,
That's right.
married with kids, so.
What's going on in the Nerd Halen world? Anything coming up?
Nothing that I can say for sure, but we're definitely shopping for another gig and
Cool.
trying to put together a little reel of some stuff so we can obviously get it going. So
Did you get some good footage from your show? A couple
there
weeks
is
back?
there is some good footage. Yes, I mean it's not like amazing, and you know, but I think it's doable. I think we might need one more show just to kind of get what we didn't get. So you know, but yeah, no, I mean it's
Do you have
going
a
along.
like a soundboard recording, or did you get full audio from the show? Or
It's just from the you know, right now what I have is a really good iPhone recording of the show with pretty good sound quality actually. So you know, I'd rather a little more of me than the bass, but that's just the guitar player talking. So
always get that 2-track. Get the 2-track from the soundboard.
yeah,
That's one thing. Whenever people upload their concert videos from an audience source, it's the sound is just, and the iPhone does a good job usually. You know, as long as the sound is good in the house, it's usually pretty good on the iPhone. But always get that 2-track.
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 Get that 2-track. So yeah.
Dennis. Yeah. Nesdal, he's given Phil McKnight a few guitar lessons. I think he said bass lessons as well, maybe. But yeah, hit him up if you guys are looking for Skype lessons. Hit up David Nesdal.
Hey Thomas, how are you?
Hey Thomas.
Hey old metal dude. Let me just say hi everybody here.
Nerds.
Nerds.
Hey, nerd.
Pretty funny.
How many Revenge of the Nerds did they do? Was it like 3 or 4 of them anyway? Nerds in Paradise.
I think it was
Revenge
4.
of the Nerds.
Might be 4.
They do Nerds in Russia or something like that, or
I should know the answer to that.
Oh my god. Hey Ed. Hey Zach. Mad Dog. I only saw Nerds in Paradise.
I remember Nerds in Paradise.
I saw it in the movie theater.
Wow.
At a birthday. Somebody's birthday.
You didn't see the first one?
I probably saw parts of it like on TV.
Was Revenge of the Nerds the first one, or was there like a Nerds before that? Because Revenge sounds like a sequel.
Revenge of the Nerds is the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
There wasn't a Return of the Nerds.
Revenge of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith.
No, that would be good though.
Nerds in Paradise.
Brian, you found an old TS5 soundtrack? What is that?
Sound Tank. It's awesome. Is that
Sound Tank.
Is that like a reverb unit or a
Sound Tank? Is that an Ibanez? Is that an Ibanez pedal?
well, TS5 Sound Tank?
I thought I said soundtrack.
Sound Tank.
I'm like the soundtrack of TS5. What's that?
Ibanez.
Justice.
It's an Ibanez.
Tube Screamer. Oh, it must be a Tube Screamer. Tube Screamer 5.
Oh, okay. That's
TS.
odd.
I'm guessing Tube Screamer means TS means Tube Screamer.
Yeah, it's a Tube Screamer. Yep.
Awesome,
Drunk Tank.
man.
Drunk Tank. What's my favorite solo? Old metal dude wants to know what's my favorite Eddie solo to play. Well, I like that Girl Gone Bad solo is pretty cool, and I always like the So This Is Love solo. I think is awesome. The Ice Cream Man solo.
There's so many of them.
Yeah, the Ice Cream Man solo is pretty hectic.
Ice Cream Man is the one I like.
Yeah. Somebody Get Me a Doctor. That's probably way up there for me. I love that solo. What else?
Into Girl Gone Bad.
Yeah, just
that jam is one of the best out there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Him and Al.
Yeah, that song wasn't even completed yet. So, what else? I think the Romeo Delight solo, like the live version, I like to play the live version. It's pretty sick.
When they opened for it, when they opened with it on 82 and 83.
In the US Festival.
Yeah. US Festival, yeah.
Incredible. Just all his fills when they come out and start with that song, and then he just fills every hole with that. He's just crazy that, you know, the blow is just fresh. And
yeah, the Krell. It's the Krell.
The Krell. He's pulling like, you know, those kind of taps and pretty cool. Let me go. I think
I watched the US Festival last night, Dancing in the Street. You know, that was always a great.
That's a great solo.
Really, when the only tour they really played that, or the only tour he really played on guitar. Yes.
There you go. Okay.
Dance.
I like that song.
Thank you, Caleb.
I like that song. So This Is Love is great. This part. Us Festival finish. Okay, great.
Get myself a brand new Oakland scarf right here.
Oh.
The king of 10 fingers and 6 strings.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
guitar was hanging on there?
Oh, the
Show it
bad
off.
boy. Yeah.
Wolfgang?
The one. Yeah.
That's the one you got from Colorado, right?
That's the one I got from Colorado.
Yeah.
My birthday.
That's right.
The cereal.
How cool is that, man? Talk about meant to be.
Is that where they put all the serial numbers on the Wolfgang?
Yeah, it's the only spot. It's not even on the body anywhere.
Yeah.
Weird.
Wow. Hey, Brick.
Later, Doug P.A. Dennis has an interesting question. I've heard that before myself. Did Eddie detune his B string on purpose in the early years? I've heard that he would compensate his B string a little bit. I don't know if it was on the saddle and like the intonation, or if it was actually tuning it down.
No,
or,
I think he did that on purpose. And
yeah,
and then he
I know there's definitely an interview where he
would
goes
retune it with his fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would actually, everything's like a bend, so it's kind of like a style thing. It's really
Anytime his fingers on a B string, he's got it a little higher, a little
pinching it a little. Yeah,
Oh.
weird. But if you notice when you actually tune a guitar, that's the hardest one to get in tune anyway.
Yeah.
To the rest of the strings. So, and he never uses a tuner. So on stage,
Mike would always tune to him, or
I see, there's backstage pictures with him and a Peterson, but I know that on stage he just tunes to ear.
I'm sure his tech had a tuner, or Matt, or
absolutely
Zeke had a tuner,
or Rudy
Manzi.
You can hear it out of tune, like a bunch of those Brazil solos. Like that guitar's way out. Like he's
fighting it the whole way
for sure.
Even in the US Festival, I mean, a lot of it was, and he played Frankenstrap for most of that.
Yeah, and when you're on that level, when you're playing those shows, you don't have to be tuning your own instruments. If it's out of tune, you grab another guitar.
Yeah, well,
he wasn't having another.
He
guitar.
Definitely had backups on those shows.
5150 was the backup, and he never went to it.
Where's the picture? I get the.
He never went to it at all.
No, never went to it. In fact, they probably ripped the strap off it because he broke his strap.
First shot of the 5150 backstage at the US Festival.
So like the last third of the concert, he's got a strap hanging from the tail of the guitar because that one broke. And then
during his solo,
they put another strap on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you watch the video of that, and he's especially during his solo. It falls off, and
he broke it during the end of Pretty Woman. So there's video on that you can see.
Yeah, and he could have changed it up to
guitars out.
Backup, but I think he's one who does not like, or he always changes it up for backups. You look at Live Without a Net. I mean, he could have gone with a backup Kramer, but he goes to
think about it. He was literally 35 seconds away from his solo. I don't think he wanted to switch to another guitar he wasn't comfortable with throughout the show. You know what I mean? Like,
you're talking about in the US Festival?
The US Festival.
Yeah, after Pretty Woman.
He had to do his 15-minute solo. So I don't think he wanted to switch to 5150 when that wasn't even.
Just for a strap problem. You're right. Just for a strap problem. Yeah.
Wow. Imagine if he would have done that though, man.
Right? It would have changed the world of us.
That would have
been like, whoa, what is that?
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think a lot of people. Most people wouldn't recognize it. Most people would have.
Well, we would have.
We would have. But I was saying earlier when the first time I was exposed to Live Without a Net was in music appreciation, 8th grade. My music teacher played it, and when he played, mostly the 5150 and the Steinberger. And I thought at that time, he took parts off of the 5150 and changed it into the Steinberger, because I was in, and I had no clue, but it had the same stripe pattern sort of thing on it. So I thought it was just like he took the headstock off and he took like part of the body off, and it was just like an adaptation that you could.
And then you saw a picture of the backstage cabana and saw that there was 14 of those red stripes.
Oh yeah.
Hanging.
But this was, I was 14 years old. I didn't have a clue.
You had other stuff on your mind.
That's right.
At that age. Brian, Jeff Beck's guitar is never in tune. He bends the strings into tune.
A good guitarist can do that, I mean, especially, someone like Hendrix, who was always playing with an out-of-tune guitar. He bends a couple of notes and that Strat's out of tune, and Woodstock, or, so they always compensated back in the day. Eric Clapton, they were masters of that.
Well, the thing is, if you have a real heavy grip, you'll be knocking the thing out of tune. So it makes sense if you. Oh, sorry, what was that? It makes sense to detune little things here and there, and our friend Garber, Alan Garber, we did a whole video about that where he actually explained the reasoning behind all that.
Yes, Alan Garber likes to explain a lot of things.
Oh, you've ran into him?
He's the first chimer on everything. First one to chime in.
He was there the other night. Tuesday night. He was in the chat. First time in a long time. And he was like, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he knows he knows his stuff though, man.
He does.
He really knows about, you know.
He does, except I have a big disagreement with him on one particular argument, and that is he thinks that Ed was impaired by his thumb problems midway through the 07-08 tour, and not by his obviously falling off the wagon problems.
Right.
And
there were definitely underlying
I've even
medical issues,
clips.
but
we got into such a thing that I ended up sending clips of shows from YouTube to compare, because they did a 7-week break for his rehab after the February 20th. Didn't kill me for knowing his date, but after the February 20th 2008 show.
But that was it. 07 into the
Florida.
early 8s were
when
a
he
mess.
leaves the stage, he like pushes one of the amps over, and it was just the worst show ever. And he's a mess. And I think he got into a car and went straight to rehab. But you know, Alan thinks it was just his thumb that was impairing him, and that break he got his surgery. It didn't, because that summer he'd gotten his surgery. So when Eddie came back from that break where he was in rehab, I saw the second show back in Vegas. They did Reno was the first one.
Those 08 shows were excellent.
In Vegas was insane. And then I saw a month later, I saw the MSG show, which was rescheduled for
it's a totally different Ed.
And that
from
was like
those 7 weeks.
Best I've ever seen them. Like,
you've got the shirtless Ed with like, you know, the slick back hair and just, you know, all over the stage, to like just the more like
the tell is
tamed. Yeah, the open the what do they call that? The mouth breather.
You at the Madison Square Garden show?
I was
there.
I was there, and they were ripping.
A lot of those are on YouTube. Yeah, and they're great shows.
And he looks fantastic at that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
He sounded great.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's the first time you get to see him really doing justice to some of those tunes that they neglected for years.
I had these great seats which were right off, you know, the bottom of the section that's right at the back stage right off the side, but we were front row where the section ends, you know, like 10 feet above the floor.
Nice.
So you got just the rail in front of you, and then 10 feet away is the ramp, the edge of the ramp where that came around the back, you know, on Wolfie's side, and we're right over Wolfie's bass land side. So I was yelling at Wolfie during, you know, his breaks when he was down there, and he loved that, by the way.
He's like,
he actually tried to flip me a pick from the ramp, and he saw it, like me miss it.
Oh,
so
wow.
He pointed like, I'll get you. And then when he was down there for the drum solo, he was trying to throw me a pick again, and then he ended up standing on a folded chair and reaching up. It was so weird.
Oh, Wolf?
Yeah.
Wolfie?
That is awesome, man.
Let's find that in the video. What song was it?
It was totally cool.
Do you know what song it was?
That he was doing that in?
Yeah.
Well, he was off stage, so it had.
Oh, okay.
It would have been when he wasn't playing.
It would have to have been during Alex's solo, I believe.
Yeah. That was around the time he was doing. He did what was it? The TV show, 2.5 Men. Mm-hmm. Was it 2.5 Men?
Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did it that fall.
After like later in the 2008, and he did a couple of shows around that time.
But it was cool because I think in that video you can see us because we're so close to the stage that the stage lights, you know, heat us up. So we're those first few fans you can see on that side of the stage.
Is that your Wolfgang?
Yeah, it's the same. Well, not the
there you go.
one, but it's the same one.
Right.
Yeah.
Does it get the zebras?
Yeah.
Nice.
Same model.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right up there. Yeah, that show was insane. So
Yeah, the 2008
getting
shows
back to
were good.
my Alan Garber thing was yeah, I just couldn't believe he couldn't tell that there was a difference in his playing, and it was based on his sobriety and not anything else. So that was really strange to me. You can tell when Eddie's smiling, he's straight. Like there's a thing about it. Like, but when he's wasted, the mouth's just hanging. He can't smile. So
Yeah.
plus it's real thin, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So whenever he was playing with his shirt off, he was in a definitely intoxicated in some degree.
Yep.
I mean, the 04 tour was the same way, you know.
Well, people think like he was sober on, you know, for the 08, 07 tour, and you could see there's a difference between when he did in the early like in April 07, he went to a NASCAR event and gave away a Frankenstein replica. Do you remember that?
When was his birthday party? That was that January of 08? That birthday, or was that earlier? The birthday party where he's playing the backyard party.
Oh, that was like 05.
Okay, so that was after the. So I mean, he was a mess during that.
He was a complete mess
from the 04 tour, 05
through 07 into
06. They make the Frankenstein replica video. You know, that's on YouTube. That
yeah,
Matthew Bennett, or is that his name? Andrew Bennett. Sorry. And then he gets clean when they announce. Right, they do those
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Those first pictures of the band where Eddie's got long hair, and he's got Frankenstein, and his son's in the picture. He's wasted there, and then he gets clean, and they do that NASCAR event. You could pull pictures of that, and he looks really good for that. Clean. He's got his new teeth, right? And then, you know, something happens between that and the press conference announce, right? Because when he came out for the press conference announce.
So go back again. That was, you said the NASCAR was when? Early 08 or April of 08? And he had just been 07. Oh, okay. And then he goes through, and then he goes.
Something happens between then and the late August announcement of the tour.
Yeah.
And at that announcement, he's very thin, got sunglasses on. You know, Dave's trying to compensate by talking a lot. I know Dave talks a lot anyway, but he's overcompensating.
Yeah.
Hi, Scott Nickerson. And yeah, so from then on, all the way through the, you know, until February, you know, those shows.
And then Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's they missed the Rock. Well, that's the story behind that. Why he missed the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Whether or not he would have been able to go or not. I mean, geez, do you think that would have happened if he wasn't, or if he had gone through rehab and it was, you know, a few months later? Do you think they would have done the whole Hall of Fame thing with Sammy, Mike, Dave, everybody?
I don't.
No, I don't either. No.
I don't think
it's too bad that it was only Sammy and Mike, but
I don't think Eddie was going near Sammy after reading that book.
Yeah. Well, that book hadn't come out yet.
Yes.
Did it? Was it 08 when that came out?
I think it was right around that time. So maybe it was before. I don't know. It could be.
You probably heard a lot about it anyway.
We heard that it was coming. So
yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Early reviews.
He knew that Sammy was bitter. So. But yeah. Is this better, Sammy? That's not. Sammy.
No, I think you sound fine. I don't know what he's talking about, but Caleb, speak up. Hello.
Sammy has a bumblebee in his icon. I'm working on.
Yeah, let's hear about that, Caleb.
Yeah. No, if you guys,
how's it coming?
Check the hashtag BumbleNerd. You can look up the guitar I'm building now, which is a bumblebee, and I've always thought it was the coolest looking Eddie guitar of all time. Just
definitely
my personal opinion. I'll never forget
the first one that I fell in love with myself.
And I'll never forget seeing that guitar on the second record, the back of the second record, and in the sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
and just thinking, oh my God, that thing is just so badass looking. And so we got this little band here that I'm doing, and I do have the stainless steel 5150, and I have the Chemstrat, which has the vapor trails, quote unquote, that people call them. And I don't really have an iconic true to form Eddie guitar that's striped. So I knew I was going to build either the Bumblebee,
There's the process right there.
a straight 5150, or the Frankenstrat, and I settled on the Bumblebee because it's probably the easiest one to make. So
Two colors.
You know, lots of pictures of it, front and back.
Just
There
like
it
that.
is.
There it is. Beautiful, man. I got this strap body here that I'm definitely thinking of turning into either the black and white Frankie or maybe the full on black, white, and red, but it's got a long way to go.
Yeah, you gotta route it out. So
it's the full, was it the pool? What do they call it? The swimming pool cavity? Or the,
no,
what kind of,
no, it's just
no, it's got the humbucker cavities anyway.
It's got two single coils and then a completely carved out bridge pickup part that has its own definitive shape that he used a chisel on. So,
but if you go with the black and white, you can cover it with a pick guard. So
you can, but that guitar doesn't have room for a humbucker. You'll have to make room.
Yeah.
So,
which
no one will see the room that you made.
Mm-hmm. But I want to put humbuckers in that anyway because I'm not a single coil fan.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I did try and put a clear coat on it, and it didn't come out too great. And then
you were going to send it out, right?
Then Craig Stofko got a hold of me, and he told me what he was going to do to it for a minimal price, and I couldn't say no. So I sent that out and a couple of other goodies. And Craig on Thursday next week is going to get a box that has some pretty cool things, and some pretty cool things are coming. So I can't wait to share.
Excellent. Do you have a neck for it?
Awesome.
The neck is on order from Music Craft.
What kind of neck are you going to go for? Because he had a couple of different necks on that, right?
I'm going to just do the maple
Fender style.
Yeah, nothing. It's actually the Charvel headstock, which is a
Sandema style.
Tiny bit different than the Strat, but it's not obviously the fat Strat headstock. So, and I'm just going to keep it bare, and I think I'm going to go. I'm leaning towards the satin gold Floyd, which is like a dull Floyd color, not a shiny one, but gold. So
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's so great. It's all so nerdy, but very fun.
That's awesome, man. Come on now.
Yeah. No, I when you peel that tape, it's like Christmas, I mean, thing just comes alive right before your eyes. You don't, you're hoping it looks halfway decent, and then the tape comes off and it looks absolutely, say it, Mike. Say it, Captain.
Killer.
Absolutely killer.
Man. Yeah, we got to get those T-shirts, Michael.
Yeah, I'll bust it out.
I showed you that picture, right?
Huh?
I showed you that picture that dude made of me.
I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, we
Captain Killer.
got to make those, man.
The hell? I still have it on here. Captain Killer.
I keep telling all these guys, make shirts, and I'll, Nightbot will send out the links. I keep telling Dave and Jay to make shirts, but I don't know.
Dennis, thank you. Brielle. Dennis, have a good night.
Yeah, I'd buy one that said at J7/8.
Good night, Dennis.
Good night, Dennis.
Night, Dennis.
Yeah, and Scott Nickerson, there will be some more shirts with me soon. And
Yeah,
some Howie shirts as well.
I'll go for a Howie shirt.
Yeah, you get some Howie shirts up there.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that thing.
Yeah. Absolute killer.
Yeah, we need a shirt of that, definitely. Shirt worthy.
Perfect.
All right. That's Tommy Lee right there, man. That's Tommy Lee.
Look at that face.
I know.
Here, hang on.
Gotta get the reflection out of your glasses, though. What are you watching in the background there? Is it football or
Razzers.
What am I watching? I don't know.
Hey, by the way, go Bruins.
Balls.
I think it's Godzilla. Killer Godzilla.
Bruins are starting the Stanley Cup final this week. That's all I'll say about that.
Go Blues.
Well, it's a rematch of what was it, 73 playoffs, 73 Stanley Cup? Or 70?
70.
70, okay, sorry. Bobby Orr diving.
Bobby Orr diving shot.
Yep.
Won it in overtime. Yeah.
Hey, Zach.
I'm rooting for St. Louis because
Go for it, yeah, man. You're West Coast boy.
Well, not even that. They're like the only team left from the second 6 teams that hasn't won the Stanley Cup. So they're going on 53 years without having a Stanley Cup.
Jeez.
And that's like
the
Kings were that way, 6 years ago. So 7 years ago. 6, 7. Wow, 7
What,
years.
the Kings won? They won back in the 90s, didn't they?
No, we got to the final.
Oh.
That
was
Gretzky.
Gretzky, yeah.
Yes, to the Montreal Canadiens. That's the last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup, by the way, 1993.
Wow.
So, yeah, and plus there's a guy on the Blues named Braden Shen, and that's where I got the name for my son. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Really?
Yeah. Shen. Cool. Yeah, he was a prospect with the Kings, and we traded him away for Mike Richards. But I always liked that name, Shen. Thought it was cool. Braden. We spell it different, but his is SCHENN, and my son is SHEN. So.
Is that his first name? Your son's first name?
Shen, yeah.
Oh.
That was after like many shoot downs of name suggestions to my wife.
Yeah,
I had to start getting creative.
Oh, what was the first? It was Eddie, Edward, Alex,
Eddie,
Sammy.
Did you pitch
Harry, David,
Wolfgang
the second.
Yeah.
The third.
Matt. I was like, Matt. She's like, why Matt? I'm like, well, that's Eddie's tech. Matt.
You're getting really
Sherman.
desperate when you're
Kidding. I've never said that.
Zach.
Sherman, Cody,
Zeke,
Rudy, Jan, right? Spelled
Jan.
It's like
Jan.
Jan.
They'd call him Jan though, so it wouldn't work. Jan Michael Vincent.
There's a Eugenia.
I don't
know. What do you think?
Val.
Frankenstein.
Valentine.
Frankenstein.
This is my son Frankenstein.
My son Frankenstein.
Right. Honey, what do you think?
Bumblebee. My son Bumblebee.
The middle name Frankie. Bumblebee Frankenstein.
I named him Rasta.
Shark.
Rasta
Shark.
After a guitar.
Shark's cool, right? Shark Rapoport.
Chalkle work.
Your name's Frankenstein.
There's worse names out there.
Michael, how did Frankenstein talk? The actual Frankenstein.
Yeah. Phil Hartman did the best Frankenstein.
I'm
Phil
partial.
Hartman was hilarious, man.
I'm partial to Peter Boyle. So.
Peter Boyle, yeah, Frankenstein. Oh my God. Who's the original? Boris? Was it Boris Karloff or?
Sammy, I don't. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Sammy, I don't know the "Out of Love Again" solo, but I'm gonna learn that. Okay.
Out of Love, yeah, that's
For
a good
you.
song.
And there's two, by the way. There's
Look at his
two
hair.
"Out of Love" solos.
Look at his bangs.
He's definitely got that.
Oh god.
Yeah, Vag is a good one. That's a good one, Mad Dog. It's a good name for. How about Vag? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I thought like Gibson. I thought that was a cool name, Gibson.
Gibby.
Mm-hmm. Kramer.
Kramer. No,
This is my kid Kramer.
no. As someone who was like compared to Cosmo Kramer growing up, no,
Oh.
there'll be no Kramers.
This is my kid Ernie Ball. All one word.
Ernie Ball.
This is Ernie.
Middle name is Music Man.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Ernie Ball Music Man, Rapoport.
Ernie Ball Music Man Rapoport.
This is my son, 5150. And,
Hartley Peavy.
This is my son, Us Festival 1983.
that's my daughter, Variac.
Variac Flexi Rapoport.
Oh my god.
Badgerac.
That's festival.
Yeah, these are my twins, Dave versus Sammy.
Right. Dave and Sammy.
Dave and Sammy.
They don't
You have
get along.
triplets, Dave, Sammy, and Gary.
These are my sons, yeah.
Alex and Edward Rapoport. Yes. Middle name Van. Alex Van Rapoport.
Oh,
See how it flows off the tongue.
oh my gosh.
Oh, that's so cool.
Floyd, yeah, Floyd and Rose. That would have been cool.
Floyd.
That was actually something I thought of, Amanda, years and years ago.
That is pretty cool, yeah.
I like Floyd. I think that's a great name, Floyd.
Yeah, I don't know about Floyd for a boy's name.
Well, definitely not for a girl's name.
No.
Plexi. There's a good one. Plexi. What was that?
What was that?
That was the Band-Aid coming off.
Right?
Getting a cold. I should have muted it. I didn't want to blow my nose over here.
Yeah, of course, your icon lit up and then it went like.
How about I'll Wait, Caleb? The solo for I'll Wait. Wasn't that one of you were saying that was one of your favorites?
Oh, I thought for a name.
Right. What? All right, rough.
Thank you. Good stuff.
What is that?
Aqua Teacher.
Oh God. Oh.
House of Pain.
I don't know that one.
Oh,
Sorry.
how about the riff for House of Pain, or the outro? The outro for House of Pain.
Oh.
One of my favorite groups.
Like that.
Great tune.
The outro for One Foot Out the Door.
Don't know it.
I love that, man.
The synth solo for Sunday Afternoon in the Park. On guitar.
The synth solo for what?
No, Sunday Afternoon in the Park.
Oh God.
I always love that. That's one of my favorites, even though it's not a
Yeah, me too, man.
Sunday Afternoon in the Park.
Oh yeah.
Me too. I downloaded the app. I remember when Electro Harmonics came out with an app for that synthesizer that Eddie used for that song.
Cool.
And they actually have a setting. They actually have that actual setting included.
I think you said you shared that on
it's on the iPad. Let me get it. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
I gotta take a break. I gotta take a pee break.
Oh, no. Oh, why? Hold it till
Whoa.
4.
I didn't know he had no hair. I've never seen him without headphones.
Yes, the Raptors are in the NBA Finals. First time the NBA Finals will ever be played in Canada.
Yeah.
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 I always wondered how he did it. I think he uses his middle finger to go. Like this.
Pull out the E string.
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you guys play that one live?
No, I mean, we only have like, you know, a 45-minute set done, and it's only room for like 9 or 10, basically 8, and you know, they're all songs, like it's really hard.
Yeah.
Let's do a deep cut from Diver Down, like
You'll be able to eventually, though.
Yeah.
So I think if we do some corporates,
what you got to do is you got to start recreating set lists.
Yeah, well, I'd love to do that. But I think if we do corporate shows, we might get like two sets of like 2 hours and split them up, and then we'll be able to throw some deeper cuts in there. So,
Night, Amanda.
Good night, Amanda.
Good night, Amanda.
Good night.
Good night, Amanda.
Good night, Amanda.
Can somebody say good night, Amanda, in Sean Connery voice?
Good night, Amanda. Good night, Amanda. Have a sweet slumber.
Have a sweet slumber.
A sweet slumber.
Have a sweet slumber.
No, you hang up.
No, you hang up.
Shaken, not stirred. Junior. That was his best role right there. Indy 3.
Yeah, that was a good one, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm partial to like that one Bond when he came back and did it was awesome. What was that called?
Oh, Never Say Never Again.
Yeah,
that one.
Never say never again. Yeah,
that one.
That was a good one. I like
it. Yeah, that came out the same year as. Can we say Octopussy?
Yeah, sure. No, Octopussy.
It was the same year. There was two Bond films.
John, come on. His best movie is it stinks worse than a whorehouse at low tide. The Untouchables. That's his best movie.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
What are you prepared to do? Yes. There's so many good lines in that.
With the baseball bat scene.
Yeah.
Is that De Niro?
Never bring a knife to a gunfight. Yes.
John Biel, what about the movie where
the Outland, actually, Scott Nickerson. Outland. He wasn't in Highlander. Outland was a good one where they were on the mining base on the moon of Jupiter or something.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool, except for the ending. But it was a good movie.
I think I saw that one.
With the ending where everybody is gone and it's just him and the villain. Like, where did everyone go? It's like, okay. Doesn't seem like a very big place. And everyone's hiding while, the showdown is happening. So I thought that was very cheesy. I remember that movie well.
Was that the movie where towards the beginning some dude couldn't take it anymore? He jumps in an elevator and his head blows up?
Yeah, because they show what really happens to you if you are in space,
Oh, yeah.
And
Time Bandits is another one he was in.
Yeah.
He played the was it a Minotaur or something like that?
Right.
Yeah,
Was
he has.
he in
Is he
Highlander?
still alive?
I don't know if he was in Highlander. If he was,
Yeah, of course he's still alive.
Yeah, but you know what? He's probably
He's alive.
He's one of those guys you're thinking about, like, what happened to that guy, man? Is he still alive? And then tomorrow you hear,
Oh, God.
Sean Connery passes.
Oh.
Such an advanced age.
Oh.
What was the movie where he was wearing the leather underwear?
Whoa.
Born in 1930, so does it make him almost 80?
89.
Makes him 100.
Almost 90, yeah.
Yeah.
The movie where he had the big mustache and the leather the outfit. What movie was that?
The mustache and the leather outfit. I don't know.
I don't want to know.
Just search Sean Connery images and you'll find an image of him standing there.
Don't search leather underwear though.
Was it what year? Around what year was it? Hunt for Red October is a big one. That was Highlander. He was in Highlander too.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
who's
it was 70s.
And Highlander.
So Outland and Highlander.
There we go. Douglas got it. Douglas got it.
Zardos?
Yeah.
Bridge Too Far.
John Beale, search Zardos.
Yeah, I got it. Zed. He was Zed in Zardos.
Do you see the picture of him standing there?
Yep. Hold on.
Yeah, make it bigger. Is that picture making it bigger, John?
There you go. Dying over here. What is that, Zardo?
God.
I've never seen that movie, but
Sure.
probably have to see it at some point. Yeah. He's not even my favorite Bond. He's not my favorite Bond.
I don't even have a favorite Bond.
You know?
Who's your favorite Bond?
For me, it's Roger Moore.
Whoa, what happened?
Huh?
Johnny, what? Whoa, glitch in the matrix there.
Huh?
What happened?
What's going on?
Johnny froze.
Oh.
Who's your favorite Bond?
Actually, it really depends on what movie I watch last. The last one. You know, I always like the Roger Moore, but then if I watch a Timothy Dalton, I'm like, wow, these are amazing. You know,
Are they really amazing, or are they just nostalgic?
well,
Not Timothy Dalton was.
well, they're very, 1989. You know?
Honestly, I like the last couple ones, the Casino Royale, and who's that? The new Bond.
Yeah, he's great.
I like those.
He's really.
Those are the only ones that I've really sat down and watched.
I think the
Mhm.
first one I ever saw was The Spy Who Loved Me when I was, 7
Mhm.
in the
The
theater.
Spy Who Shagged Me.
Well, that's Roger Moore. That's probably my favorite Bond of all time.
Yeah, it was good.
Is
Jaws
that
in it.
one?
Jaws
Yeah.
was in it.
Yeah,
And
Ringo's wife. Yeah,
right, she's
Barbara. Yeah.
smoking hot in that. Yeah, yeah. You watch a movie like that when you're 7, and you're like, oh, okay.
What was the one?
That's what I was supposed to grow up wanting to do.
I get it.
I get it now. Daniel Craig, yes, Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig, yeah.
Yeah, Casino Royale was awesome. That was a great flick.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole
And that was a remake of the very first Bond, right? Wasn't it? Wasn't the first Bond Casino Royale?
There was
Dr. No was the first Bond, I believe.
Or was it Casino Royale before it was even a Bond?
there was other Bonds. There was a Casino Royale that was like a Woody Allen or something, and it was a comedy.
Yeah.
And then there was like Bond was on TV in like the 50s. There's like a 50s television Bond.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That stuff's it's all based on the books, which goes way back.
I think To Live and Let Die.
Ian Fleming.
To Live and Let Die was a really good one.
Yeah, Casino Royale,
Yeah.
1953. That's the first.
Right,
that was the first.
Pierce Brosnan, right? He was Bond.
Oh yeah, GoldenEye. Man, that Nintendo 64, man, I was all over that, man.
Oh yeah, I remember that game for sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I remember that myself.
That was the first, first person, game where you just, yeah.
Summer of 2000. That's what. We were
Right,
playing.
you did those missions, and you had
98 for me.
you had to make that kill, and you were just like you go.
You had the four different screens for the four different people.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, back when you took it up to the television set and everybody got their own little square.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had the controller that had the vibrating thing. I had the you hooked it onto the underside of the controller, and every time you used it, it would zzz, zzz, it would vibrate. Yeah.
Yeah, Brett. I think that movie was called Her Majesty's Secret Service, and I forgot the name of that actor. I think he just died too, like a few years ago. The Australian that played Bond in one movie.
It shows 26 Bond movies in 56 years.
Huh?
So,
One Bond movie?
George, was it
20
George Lazenby? That,
George Lazenby was in one. Yeah.
he
That's
did
him,
one.
yeah, the Australian.
Yeah. His movie was great. His,
Oh, yeah.
his movie was awesome.
69.
You know? Yeah. Like I was saying, it really depends on the last one you look at. Whatever the most current one is I'm looking at, that's my favorite.
What's up,
You know?
Fender Guru? Good morning.
Fender Guru, hey.
And the Guru, what's up, man?
Dalton was in 2 different Bond movies, Brett. He was in what were they, John? 1987 and
Living
89.
Daylights, License to Kill.
There you go.
Yeah, Living Daylights, License to Kill.
And he was great. He was great.
Roger Moore had the most, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've seen all the movies.
All 26?
I guess. However many there are. I've seen them
Cool.
all, yeah.
There's only 26.
Yeah.
Only? Jeez.
Well, they take years in between. Well, nowadays.
50.
Years to sit through them.
Remember like in the late 70s, early 80s, you used to have to wait till the very end of the credits, and then it would say "coming soon."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Octopus.
Sometimes they give you the teaser, yeah.
Teaser, yeah.
Tell you what the next movie was, and they made you wait all the way through the credits, so you're just sitting there going,
Mm-hmm.
"What's it gonna be?"
Those beginnings to those movies, they got better and better.
Oh, absolutely.
And better. Like the
Yeah.
intros to those.
Yeah.
One of my
They always had the score, the orchestral score, and
one of my
like Live and Let
favorites.
Die.
One of my favorites is the beginning to Octopussy, where he's in the little plane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That
yeah.
one comes out of the back of the horse.
What was the one where they were skiing? Like he parachutes and then he
That
starts
was
skiing down the hill.
Caleb's. That was one.
I
Okay.
love me.
Yeah,
Or no, yeah,
yeah.
really cool. So many good ones. Yeah. Oh, movies are so awesome when
Fender Guru, that's his 84.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. 84 Kramer. No,
Yeah,
I haven't been playing it. No.
Was it who was it? Soundgarden, not Sound. What's
Chris
his
Cornell.
name? Chris Cornell did the soundtrack for.
He did.
One of
He
Casino
did.
Royale, right?
Was it Casino Royale? Yeah, one of them.
It was. Oh, I'm trying to think of what song that is.
Skyfall.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Quantum of Solace.
It's a great song. It's a great the Chris Cornell one. It's a good one. I mean, they're all good, but what was it? He actually released that song on his own album as well.
Spectre.
I think there's actually 2 different versions of the song, one for the Bond film and then one for his own record.
How come
You know my name.
Penny? We don't know that.
Yeah,
They always flirted like they did. I think he did bag money.
Chris Cornell, you know my name from
you know my name. Yeah, that's a great song, man.
Yeah, Doug. I think he shagged Moneypenny and they cut that scene and they always winked about it.
She's Moneypenny.
A lot of time in that waiting room, you know. A lot of
Wait a
time.
minute.
Wait, doesn't he sometimes let that play completely open, Brennan? Yeah, you gotta let that. Yeah, that whole open. I love that. Yeah,
I love the way that
My
sounds.
video I uploaded with my rig through the Honey Hack. Dude, check it out. So I posted it yesterday.
Oh, did you do a demo of the Honeyhack or
Playing just a couple of the riffs from Mean Street,
Mhm.
and it's just that it sounds perfect if you listen to it.
If I don't say so myself, it sounds perfect.
No, I mean it's scary. It's scary how
No, I'm gonna have to listen to that. Definitely.
scary how good it sounds. That's not my rig, by the way. That's the little Roland cube.
Caleb, this weekend's the anniversary of Us Festival, 36 years ago.
Yep. Unbelievable.
You were almost going to go to it, or you wanted to go to it, correct?
I was trying to go, yes, and it didn't happen. And I was very sad. But looking back on it, it would have been would have been a logistical nightmare all the way around. And I had no one to go with. So I mean I was what? I wasn't even 14 yet. So
yeah.
You know.
That's what we were talking about. Monsters of Rock. I wanted to go in '88, and it wouldn't have. You know, I was 13 or 14, and
where would I have actually, ended up for that late night set? Like in amongst all those people that were there all day, drinking and just what a mess. And then
these people are right here, Caleb. This is what you missed.
Yeah, and then who is going to go pick me up at 1 a.m. in San Bernardino as everyone's leaving?
14-year-old, right? Imagine that.
So didn't
I
happen.
saw the Monsters of Rock tour. I had a T-shirt. I still do, actually. One of those jerseys from it.
From Monsters of Rock, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen this picture? This is a great shot from Bus Festival. You get the hippie van and then the thousands and hundreds of thousands in the background there.
Sick.
I don't know if you can see it. Yeah.
Van Halen got paid the most for that, didn't they?
It was in the Guinness Book of World Records.
$1.5 million.
Broke down to like $20-something thousand a minute.
Yeah. I think Bowie got just like $1 less because
really
Van Halen, wanted to be paid more was the deal. They were most. So Bowie played the next night, I think.
So the main house PA speaker stacks were provided by Clare Brothers Audio. They had 180 S4 speakers, which each had what was the S4? I think it had two 18 inches in it. It was over 400,000 watts, the entire sound system. It took him over a week to set the thing up. I found a great article on the whole sound system and the logistics behind the whole thing. Here's a
400,000 watts. Eddie's guitar screaming out of that. Awesome. Right.
Here's the stage plot. It's got the just basically like the delay towers, the front of house system.
Insane.
Yeah, I mean it was the state of the art for 1983 of its day. I mean, and it was, compared to a lot of those older festivals we were talking about, Woodstock or Altamont and that stuff. This was like a full-on real PA, state of the art, and it took them, between. Woodstock was 69, Us Festival was 83. So what, 13, 14 years later?
The span of my life, exactly.
Mm-hmm. There you go. So, yeah. 52. So
I was born a month after Woodstock.
The press release reported the Us Festival system audio power rating as being 400,000 watts. The Clare Brothers house system of 52 racks, the monitor system of 8 racks, the Showco delay towers of 32 racks, gave a combined count of 92 amplifier racks with 8 channels per rack. This would divide out to an average of approximately 543 watts per channel per cabinet, a not unlikely figure. So these were the cabinets they were using, the S4s, Clare Brothers S4s. I worked with some of these. They're literally like 5 foot by 5 foot cabinets.
Wow.
Two 18 or 50 18-inch drivers.
How many of those?
190.
Holy shit!
That's just the full range cabinets, not the high range. They had what?
You mean the ones
32 long throw high frequency horns per side, so 64 high frequency horns, and then the low end is another. I mean, so it's just staggering,
man.
Literally staggering. I mean,
and no sound check, right? No sound check for Van Halen.
This was, well, yeah. All right. You want me to get into it? They've got the whole breakdown of like the consoles and the front of house stuff that they used. Van Halen had their own board, which most bands didn't. They had to share 2 other boards. Most bands shared 2 community boards. Van Halen and David Bowie had their own board and their own monitor system. The delay tower, each delay tower was equipped with its own electronics rack. They had the digital delay signal. They each had their.
They had the sound delayed to match the speed of sound, right?
Exactly, because they had the video screen. It talks about the jumbotrons that they had. Let's see. To record the US Festival on multi-track for Prosperity, Westwood One had a 45-foot remote trailer.
I remember listening to it live. It was on both rock radio stations in Southern California, KMET and KMET.
But let me ask you right now, you find me a full Van Halen a stereo recording of Van Halen. There isn't one. It doesn't exist. If you can find that, I want you to send it to me. A full stereo recording of Van Halen set. You've got the Showtime, which is about 5 songs, which was in stereo. 3 songs. That's all you've got for a stereo recording of it. I'm asking you, if you have a stereo recording of the US Festival, go back and listen.
West still exists, so I'm wondering.
Can't find it. I've looked. They have the Westwood One has vinyl.
They might exist, but it hasn't been released. So
no, even bootlegs. You can't get a stereo bootleg. There's an audience source, which is actually what I was showing earlier with just the still photographs, and that's like stereo out of a recorder.
You have an audience version of? Are you talking about Van Halen?
Yeah,
that's something I've.
This is the audience version right here.
How about that one clean cut of the "Somebody Get Me a Doctor"?
And that's from the Hollywood Films, and it's 1 channel.
But yeah, the video is.
This is the audience recording. Well, we have all heard that kind of stupid. Anyway, it's actually kind of almost better than the version that's out there. I'm trying to mix the 2 of them together to get a good recording, but I can't find like a professionally recorded.
Can you throw that in the Discord?
Yeah, sure thing. What was I looking at? Apparently, it was broadcast over CNN Moscow. The entire show was broadcast over CNN Moscow.
Of course, the Russians have it. Russia, if you're listening, I want a full copy of the US Festival Van Halen.
Seriously.
I believe the heads of the world will reward you mightily.
Nice.
So Clare Brothers had 3 consoles set up for each of the non-headlining acts. The house mix platform contained a Soquel 30 input superboard for Van Halen and David Bowie. Separate, it gets into all the tech. The Soquel house system was equipped with the DBX 900 compressors, limiters for the MXR 31 band graphic equalizer, Clark and Technic real-time analyzer, Lexicon digital delays.
Wait, let's pause for all the nerd orgasms out there.
Soquel's auxiliary 30 input superboard was used for the company's 2 feature. Over 30 engineers and technicians on site directly involved with the audio production of the US Festival. 12 from Clare Brothers, 8 from Soquel, 4 from Westwood One. I'm going to keep going. As well as another separate intercom system that's
what she was afraid of.
provided a house and monitor mix for the technicians. Clearcom for over 42 people.
No way.
What does that mean?
What does that even mean?
Clearcom. You don't know what Clearcom is? For the text, the spotlight ops and the lighting guys.
Right.
On stage monitors.
Oh my!
What? Copy?
Need more Krell, stage left. Yeah, stage left needs more Krell.
We need a shipment of Krell, stage left. You watch the Montreal video and you can see the Krell and who is it?
Don't we have Krell in here? Isn't there
Zeke
Krell,
or
Krell
Rudy
bar?
giving it to him?
Isn't Krell bar in the chat? Look at this, I'm fogging up. Bye, Zach. See, you're boring, Zach. Zach's leaving.
Night, Zach.
You don't want to hear the technical specs of the US Festival?
Bye, Zach.
How many are we losing? Let's check the count.
Sorry, I'll stop. You don't want to know what speakers specifically were inside the M4 cabinets?
What are M4s?
I just showed you.
What was that joke? Back in school?
These are the M4s.
What is something for?
What's a dick for?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. That was from a movie.
Was it Revenge of the Nerds?
Probably.
Leave a thumbs up, you guys. And subscribe.
You don't want to know what mics they used? They used But yeah, it was just for its time. It was an amazing. It was a fully state-of-the-art show. Good stuff. Shape of the art.
Yes.
Well,
it talks. And one other thing, just they talked about how they had to cool all the power amplifiers. They used dry ice. They used how many tons of dry ice they used?
110 degrees out there.
That's pretty cool.
Putting the water cannons on people. That was the thing. Everyone was just getting sprayed.
This is the amplifier racks. Anyway. If you're into that, there is a great article on Pro Sound Web for the whole technical specs of the US Festival stage plots and all.
Just think like in the original Woodstock, the people in the back, they heard nothing.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
They
were all having kids back there.
All right. All those 1970 kids.
How many Woodstock babies do we have?
I think there were at least 2 of them born at Woodstock.
How many US Festival Van Halen set babies are out there?
That's a good question.
I read somewhere where I think one person died of an overdose and there was a child born.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
So they were even.
Exactly.
Yeah, they made out. They broke
At
out
the US Festival?
No, Woodstock.
No, Woodstock. Divisional.
The OG.
The OG.
The OG festival.
It's weird. Whenever I'm at like a stadium or a big, like a full arena, like a hockey game or something, I look around and I'm like, there are literally 18,000 hearts beating, and they continue to beat right now. Like, that's amazing. Like, not one of them is tripping up.
That's an interesting thought.
A weird thought, right? But that's what I think when I see a lot of people together.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's, continuing to exist.
Yeah, 18,000 hearts and souls, right?
Yeah.
And that's when I'm like sober. I'm not even like stoned thinking that. So it's crazy.
I've always been fascinated by like the, even from the first Red Sox game I went to back when I was probably 8 years old in Fenway Park, 45,000 people. It's just crowds. That's why I've got like these crowd shot posters. I just, that's something I've always been fascinated by, those huge, stuff like Woodstock or Woodstock or Us Festival or
Johnny's on it tonight.
Man,
look at this though. Like posting on the.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Look at that. Like announcing that I'm on the show right now. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome.
And whenever I leave, he announces that I'm gone. The viewership shoots up.
As soon as you're gone, the ship has sailed.
Exactly. Oh God.
how many pounds of wires?
Oh no, don't.
Pounds of wires.
I don't know.
Huh? The dog PA? You have a friend that was there?
Oh, cool. I'm on the YouTube icon. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's not John's head. Cool.
Later, Zach.
Huh? Zach's leaving?
Later,
I guess I've bored him to death.
Everyone's leaving. Oh my God.
Anybody have any concerts coming up? Anybody going to see any shows? It is concert season, right?
It is, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is.
They just rescheduled the Rolling Stones tour.
Yeah. I got this month. I have Stevie Wonder. That should be cool.
Oh, nice. I'd like to see him.
Tony, you got to double that number, by the way. It was 400, close to 500,000 people at the second day of the US Festival, Van Halen Day. So,
yeah, I've heard. Yeah, figures between 200 and 500. Yeah, I mean, I think for that whole weekend it was about 600,000. But the heavy metal day was definitely the biggest.
Mm-hmm. The heaviest. Oh, cool. Tony's going to go see Kiss.
Cool.
In August.
Mm-hmm.
Is this really their last tour?
oh,
Well, it's a farewell tour. They've done several, I think.
That's for the Who's first farewell tour.
I think Gene already has like their hologram set up so that they'll go
Yeah,
out.
I'm sure they're planning an ad for that. I feel like Kiss could be one of those bands that could go on forever. Anyone could they're gonna just keep replacing them with people in different makeup.
And they're gonna have a new cartoon called Gene and the Holograms.
Yeah, it's like Jim. You guys see the Van Halen helicopter from the US Festival there?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Wow. Yeah.
Right? Probably flew out of Burbank. Maybe Van Nuys.
Well, let's take a trip to San Bernardino. Glen Helen Regional Park.
Very good.
There it is. That's the site.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty much. I mean, nowadays it's just an amphitheater that is this much.
Oh.
If you look at the pictures, they had the stage was back here for the US Festival. So it was pretty much like this hole. And it really is like it's surrounded by mountains, so it really is like a natural theater.
Cool.
You can tell.
Kind of like Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Well, not really, but
well, you know what I mean. Red Rocks is great, man, for a show.
No, it's not. It's nothing like Red Rocks. Trust me.
No, I'm talking about as far as natural amphitheaters.
Have you ever been to the park there, Caleb?
I've driven by it because it's right next to the 15, which is the road out of LA towards Vegas. So I drive by it.
215? The 215? Yeah, the 215. I know.
No, the 215 and the 15. So the 15.
And the 15.
But
you want to go to Vegas, you got to take the 15. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
There it is. Up through Corona to no, wait a minute.
Corona south.
Through Riverside, through Marin Valley, Glen Helen Regional Park.
Yeah, that's south of it. So north of it there's a place called the El Cajon Pass is where it starts right after. If you're driving up the 15, on the right is the Glen Helen, and then you start going up a huge grade. It's called the El Cajon Pass.
You want to take the trip? Here we go.
I'll be going in a couple of weeks, by the way. I'm going back to Vegas for the World Series of Poker.
Oh,
awesome.
That was cool last year, man, when you were there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did that.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
I came on the show while I was driving. That was awesome.
Yeah.
All right, what else do I have? I get
What are you laughing at, Johnny?
I don't know.
Pasadena City College. Is Pasadena City College?
Yeah.
That's where the Van Halens met Michael Anthony.
And if you go there now, where's the picture? I've got a picture of me there.
This is one of the backyard parties right here.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to scroll back some years
They partied on this ground back in the mid 70s. Thanks to the Van Halen Rising book, they gave some actual addresses. And there's another party.
Oh, Douglas is here for Johnny. I'm sorry, Douglas. I was just noodling. I'll stop.
I would assume back in the 70s.
Johnny, Douglas is here for you. Just want to let you know that.
Yes. Hey, Douglas. Hey, man.
Play Eruption.
No, I'm here for Johnny too.
Oh, okay.
Man, I gotta find it. I've got a picture of me at Pasadena City College. I want to show it to you guys. If I can find it.
1881 Las Lunas. The boys' home. I've showed this stuff before. Hey, we got to have something for content. What do you got?
Let's Google Earth my daily commute.
Hey, I'm tying it into Van Halen.
I know.
What do you want?
I'm joking. Why don't you show everybody where Eddie lives? No.
Gazzari's? Want to see Gazzari's?
Yes. Gazzari's is no more. It's called
One Oak.
One Oak.
Is that it, or is it?
Yes, it's One Oak.
Okay.
Across the street. That was a funny video, right? Last year when we took the live little tour of like behind Gazzari's.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this is the door where they loaded in.
Yeah. Was that with Dawkin when you were there with Dawkin, or?
I think I was filming for that first guitar leads I did with Brandon Paul.
Nijmegen, the Denmark,
Nijmegen.
Amsterdam, Nijmegen.
I think it's Nijmegen.
Nijmegen.
Tony Novell wants to know, yes, Johnny, what are the 3 chimes that make the elephant sound, so the harmonic?
They're right here.
Halen.
I'll take.
Caleb.
The first one is right here. Okay. 5th string, third string, 5th fret. And the next one is, and you got to start with this one. You do this one, and then you 7th string second string 7th fret. So and then the last one is the 12th on the E. So with, you get volume down, get them all, grab the bar with your left hand, and then volume swing. And you, of course, I was watching along with everybody else when I taped Van Halen Unleashed from the MTV thing where he did that backstage.
Oh yeah, rewind.
Slow motioned it.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go.
He messes it up the first time.
The first time, yeah. Then he does it again.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Here's my horse.
There it is. Douglas. Oh my. Okay, thanks. Oh my.
Oh my.
I think I see a Charvel or Jackson, Brett. That's a Jackson. Or that's a Jackson that I was using.
What kind of Jackson is that, John?
This one's a
Yeah.
Jackson Warmouth. It's a dinky.
Jackson.
Okay, real quick. Am I here? I found the picture real fast. Here's me and my good friend Howie at the Pasadena City College. This was
With the Eddie banner.
Yep. Some years back.
Oh, nice.
There it is.
Very good.
There you go.
Yeah, it's right next to the street. So if you're driving by, you can see it.
That's
a 2008 Eddie. Looks
Yes.
like shortly after the makeover.
Yes.
There you go. Yep. How old's Howie now again, Johnny? 16, you said?
He's 16 and 4 months.
Man, oh
There he
man.
is. There he is.
Awesome.
The man.
Follow Howie Beane.
That's right.
Facebook, Instagram,
Twitter.
Twitter. All of them.
The dog probably lives in a Winnebago. What are you doing? The dog's begging me for potato chips. Come on.
What are they? Kettle?
No. Doritos.
Doritos. Those are potato chips. Those are tortillas.
Corn chips.
Whatever the hell they are.
Tortilla.
Man's head on them.
I don't feed your dog that crap.
Give him just a little bit. Come on. These dogs eat better than most humans.
Well, you're not supposed to give dogs human food.
They had steak the other night.
Oh.
I guess that's okay. No chocolate.
No, chocolate will kill them.
Oh, yeah. You can't give him chocolate. Here's one.
Kill The killer. The dog killer.
Here's one of Howie's portraits from back in the 70s. Back in the 70s, Howie was at the mall and got a portrait taken. There
Oh my God!
What is that?
Right, you got to do a thing about how long Howie's.
That looks like a class photo from the 1980s when you had like the
Exactly. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's where it has
the profile behind them.
Yep.
You should do like a Forrest Gump thing where Howie meets like all these famous people throughout like time, throughout history.
You should Photoshop some of those.
Like Napoleon and.
There's another one right there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Howie with Howie.
Oh.
Howie meets Kennedy and.
Was Howie always an old man, dog?
Howie was at Woodstock and the US Festival.
Howie in space.
He was on the first.
Howie in space.
He was on the very first fire truck.
Yeah.
The moon landing with Howie.
Yeah.
Apollo.
Budweiser car.
Anyway, I think I'm gonna go, gents.
Well, thanks for jumping in, Caleb.
It is about that time
It's almost about that time.
It's about that time where I start getting yelled at. So.
Well, we don't want that.
It's about that time.
It's about that time. Well, I'll sign off with you guys if you want.
It's about that time. Okay.
We good?
We good.
Well, awesome time as always, man. Thank you, John.
Yeah, well, thanks for jumping in, guys, and thank you, Johnny. Thanks for having us.
Oh, thank you. I know I'm blurry. Yeah, man. Well, dude, this is your night, man. John BL.
Yeah. Thank you, John.
Straturday Night Live.
Well, I appreciate it. I had a good time. Thanks, Brett McCord, Douglas Bador is still hanging in there. Doug PA, Brett McCord, Tony Neville, Mr. B. Who else? Sammy's out there. A lot of the same people chiming in.
Brett.
Zach Thong's out.
Brett, man. Brett.
Brett keeps going. Douglas, Brett, Zach, David Ennis.
David Ennis is the man, you guys.
Absolutely.
David Ennis.
And also remember, everybody, Memorial Day. So
yes, Memorial Day. Remember all those who have fallen.
Yep.
Pal Guitars.
Thank you, Douglas.
Pal Guitars. We're just leaving.
By the way,
leaving.
Has anyone seen Catch 22 on Hulu?
No.
Anybody? Excellent series. If you haven't caught that, if anyone has Hulu, check out Catch 22. Excellent show.
I like get all bitter now when I see it. Another good show that I hear about because it's like
it's only 6 episodes. And it's over.
I don't have time to watch these shows, so I'm like, oh, that's a good show. This is a good show. That's a good.
It's not like you're not getting into a whole. It's a mini series, so it's only 6 episodes. So it's a 3.5 hour thing. So definitely, if you have Hulu, check that out. It's a World War II comedy drama based on the book from Joseph Heller. They had the original movie was back in the, I think it's kind of like a MASH kind of thing. Like, it's a World War II dark comedy. But
okay,
but it's excellent. Thanks again, Johnny, Caleb, Michael.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, viewers.
It is 3 a.m. here in the East.
Thank all of you. Subscribe. You can do it.
Not hard.
The next goal is 6,000 subscribers, I guess.
Nice.
We can do it.
Definitely.
I'd like to get Nerd Halen's YouTube to over 100. That'd be awesome. And by the way,
100,000 or 100?
100. No, not 100,000. Oh my God.
100 million.
100,000.
I don't know if I'm on Nerd Halen. I think I got your YouTube, but is it a different?
It's different. Yeah.
Well, can you put it in the chat?
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat, and we'll get a few subscribers.
I'm subscribed to it.
Is it at Nerd Halen?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. It's just search Nerd Halen.
If you just search Nerd Halen on YouTube. Yeah, I was watching your videos last night, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I just put it
Yeah.
from the show. And you guys can follow the Nerd Halen Instagram, the Nerd Halen Twitter, the Nerd Halen Facebook, all that. And obviously the merchandise is link is on there. And thank you,
There
John.
you go.
John BL has the first Hunter Green Nerd Halen shirt, which is pretty cool. Look how big it is. And
You got the 2X. It is big.
yeah,
But...
Oh my god.
swimming in that.
Oh, big guy.
2X.
And when you subscribe, make sure you check the.
You know what's cool? Also, I got one of these. You can get these.
Oh, yeah, I saw those.
The decal.
Oh,
Nerd Halen decal.
awesome.
Right there.
I was looking at that logo. The headstock? Did you put like the chicken beak headstock on there? Why didn't you go with the 5150 headstock?
The reason is
Come up with something good. Come on.
okay, here you go. The original one was an Explorer style, and when I gave my original rendering to my cousin, who's this graphic artist, he just put a different headstock in, and I thought, okay, well, it's got the beak.
Well, it's his fault.
So I think it looks cool. So
No, it does look cool, and it's certainly
it's definitely a nerdy Van Halen headstock.
Mm-hmm.
he only used. I mean, he used that only on from '83 is the only time he really used the beak, chicken beak. Right?
He used it on the double neck and the US
Yeah.
Festival, Frankenstein, and the Jump video.
It's the jump headstock.
Yeah.
So it fits perfectly with that.
Exactly. Jump.
Yep, for the jumping.
Very good.
Yes. Hey, Pascal. Pascal, we're just leaving, man. But
Hey, Pascal.
this is a good time slot for Pascal.
Oh,
Watch it back.
that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, rewind it. We got 3 hours. 3 hours for you.
All right. Happy trails, everybody.
Happy trails to you.
All right.
Until we meet. Come on, 4-part harmony. Let's go.
Keep going. Keep going.
Until
Happy
we
trails.
meet again.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Happy
Happy
trails
to
you.
you.
Dave never sang it right anyway, so.
Something.
Smiling until then.
Then.
Who
Ooh.
cares about the stars when we're together? Just
Ooh.
sing a song and think about sunny weather. 2, 3, 4.
Happy trails.
Happy trails. This is the worst.
Bump, bump, bump,
We
bump.
lost 20.
Till we meet
Me.
again.
Oh.